Hello everybody, I'm Drewby and welcome to my Kingdom Hearts 2 Randomizer. Before we get started, there's a few things I want to go over. This is an almost 100% playthrough of the game. The only things that I didn't do was Lingering Will, Sephiroth, and Data Orbs because I know nothing about those fights, but I do plan on learning them and making future videos about them. The only other thing I didn't do was Alantica, and that was because it was just too annoying to deal with. But I did go through all worlds, I did the absent silhouettes, and I got all chests. Other than that, the only thing left to say is that if you guys would like to try your hand at the randomizer, I'll leave a link in the description below of a guy that does a fantastic job at setting it up for you. But anyways, let's get to it. Alright, so we're going to be starting this off on critical mode. Now at the beginning here, it doesn't matter with what you choose within the weapons. It's all randomized anyway, so it won't make any difference. I picked the sword because it's just a lot closer. Alright, so up here I tried to do a menu, but I decided to wait until we got a few more things. Open up this chest here, and we got reflect. Activate the panel, open up these two chests here. Now over here in the store, you want to check to see if you got Donald's weapon in here. And the reason why is because it could be attached with Flare Force or Fantasia, but I didn't have it in there. As a matter of fact, I think it's already on Donald. But if it's in the store, then you'll have to wait and save up the money for it. So I took the potions, or I'm going to put potions on Sora and an Ether, and I took all the items off of Donald and Goofy. And then I look at Sora's abilities to see what he has. Also, make sure you check the Keyblades. If it has no experience on the Kingdom Key, the next Keyblade that you find, you're probably going to have to equip it because you're not going to be able to level it up. But I look at Donald and Goofy's abilities too to see what they have and equip those. And also I look at the items to see if it gives like AP boost or anything like that. We didn't have any AP boost, so we don't have to worry about that. But the first place I'm going to go to here is Pooh's World because we can do three quick checks before we move on. Sometimes you get lucky and it actually will start off with a torn page. But we got the Palace map, MP Hastra, and Wisdom Form, which is very, very useful. But yeah, I always check the abilities and the stats on the Keyblades too. If they're good Keyblades, then I would equip them. If they're bad Keyblades, then I would wait and see. Sometimes you'll see me equip a bad Keyblade only because of what ability could be attached to it. So we're over here in Disney Castle now. Now this area could be a little bit dangerous. You got to be very careful. I do get hit up here trying to get this chest. 2 hits and Sora's dead. We did get an answer report there. Now as you can see, Simulated Twilight has 3 important checks. We'll head over there later once we get a couple more things. Sometimes you'll see that I'll get important checks somewhere and not quickly go into that world because I'm waiting on a few more things before I do. Berserk Charge, we'll be using that later. Horizontal Slash, I should have been using it, but I always forget that I have it. It is very useful to equip Horizontal Slash. And we got our second Keyblade there. And Potion. And Orichalcum. Now up here, I didn't use Wisdom Form, and I could have for faster movement, but at the same time, I'm trying to be careful with how much I do go into stripes because you still can get anti-form. So I just try to pick my spots and when to use them. I'm sure I could have probably used Wisdom here and not had any problems later on. But right up here, immediately goes to the right, and there's a chest right here. Walk up to Minnie, and she'll give you another item there. We got 2 AP boosts there. So yeah, I checked the Keyblade experience boost. We'll be using that later. That definitely helps with leveling up and everything. Draw ring, believe it or not, draw ring's pretty good, and you'll see later on.
Let's go.
But up here, I'm going to try to do a strat with Minnie where I'm going to push her up against the wall and try to push her all the way to the door up there.
Let's go.
But the only problem is that when enemies are near, she'll try to use Pearl like that. And when she uses Pearl, it kind of knocks her away from the wall, so you got to keep pushing her back. If you have Quick Run works really good in this area. You could just quick run your way through. But when you get close to Heartless, just use mini space, and she should not be able to use Pearl knocked away up against the wall. Sometimes she also likes to kind of get off the wall on her own. So at this point, I'm like, forget it. Let's just move on. Because if she's just going to be a pain to deal with when it comes to that, just move on. It's a lot better. The only problem is that we got to try to knock back all these Heartless. Minnie can take up a couple attacks. You see how much damage he took there. But Sora, like I said, he takes 2 attacks and he's dead. And that's why you see me try to push back the enemies as much as I could. So in this room here, you can level up really good in this room. I believe I made it to like level 17 here. Or, if I were to take out all these Heartless, I'd make it up to like level 17. But originally I did make it up to 12 because I tried to get through this room as fast as I could. Now, as long as you go into mini space, as soon as you hit the triangle button and they're about to do their attack there, you will not get hit by it. Although, do be careful because there are times when I've come out of the attack and landed, and they had just finished off their attack and I've gotten hit by their attack. So this is pretty much the whole deal all the way through. Just keep doing space and knocking them back. Light and darkness, we'll be using that here in a little bit. But just keep doing the attack and pushing back and just make your way all the way up to the throne and you should be good. This way. Let's go. Here we'll be using that a little bit later too. Let's go. This way. Let's go. Yeah, not really much else to explain about this section. This way. But I guess since we're waiting, I'll go ahead and try to explain the other section a little bit. This way. Here in a few minutes, we're going to be coming up to Pete. Now with the Pete fight, it's just a very simple fight. You hit him a few times, so he bounces up into the air. He'll land. Stay clear of him because he'll hit you. We've got a fire element there, which is good. But he'll hit you if you don't move out of the way. And then as soon as he lands, just go over and attack him again. It's just the whole fight there. So now that I've explained that, I have 2 different types of videos that you'll see here. One is the original fight from this playthrough, and another one is like an alternative strat that you can do to get through that fight if you don't have what you need. But I'll go more into depth here in a second once we get into that fight. So over here we got 2 checks that we can make real quick. Thunder Boost, that's very useful. We'll be using that later. And High Potion. And then in this next area, I believe there are 2 checks. Yeah, 2 checks here. Before we get into the Pete fight. Yeah, the main video that I did was me using Wisdom Form in this Pete fight. And then the second one that I have is how the fight's originally supposed to go. You grab the 2 checks and walk up here, talk to Pete. What's that for? So yeah, the video on the right hand side there is pretty much what you do when you don't have something to kill him with. And the main video here is just me using Wisdom Form to kill him. Alright, so for this next area, what I like to do is I like to keep tapping triangle the whole way through because these Heartless will try to attack you. And they come up with like a reaction command that you can knock them back and not get hit with. So that's why I'm tapping triangle so much through this area. But yes, Arrow Blade. It knocks them back and you won't get hit or anything. Plus you'll be ready to open up the chest. Oh, we got Limit Form. And I've seen that we got another Anthem report right there, which Sora's Heart has 0 checks. No, Sora's Heart is the levels. So that's what that, on the tracker, the very first one, that's Sora's levels right there. I do get up to level 50 just to show how you can level up in the game. But normally, if I would have seen that it was Sora's 0 and Sora's checks and Sora's Heart, then I wouldn't have worried about it. I would just get up as high as I could. Alright, so up next we got Agrabah. Now, in a couple of these fights like this, there's something called death abuse. You get hit, and then you let them hit you, or you hit them like once, and then you let them hit you until they knock you into a scene. It's not always like that. I will point out the death abuse scenes per se, but yeah, you just take so much damage, and it moves on. It's just faster to to get through all that, to do it like that. Negative combo. That will be very useful later. We'll be using that in the Cavern of Remembrance. Alright, so up here we're going to be getting Aladdin in our party. Now this is where I like to do my menu, because we're getting Aladdin at the same time, and it's going to force you into the menu, so that's like the best spot to do it. So I like to keep Aladdin in here because of his ability, and I like to keep Goofy in if I have Flare Force on Donald, because the most limits you have in your thing, the harder it is that's gonna be to get into that limit. So that's why I try to keep Donald out as much as possible until I'm ready to use him. But I took all the items off of Aladdin and did the rest of my menu there. Now there are these enemies that we just saw, and you'll better see it up here. They like to shoot out this like white light. Go ahead and fling it back to them, because if you don't, they will attack you with it, and more than likely they will kill you with it as well. So every time you see me fling that light thing back at them like that, it's so I don't try to take damage from them. Now up here, this is where I do like to use Aladdin's ability, because this room is surrounded by Heartless, and it just wipes them all out. Plus, if you have Thunder, you can break these things here, the one thing that was hiding the treasure chest. But because we don't have Thunder, I like to use the Fat Bandit to do it. So I wipe out all the enemies first, keep the Fat Bandit alive. It somehow got broken on its own, so I didn't have to really worry about that. But I do come back in to show exactly what I'm talking about. The Fat Bandit uses this like fire attack, and it'll knock out like the pedestal things right there, and then you can get the treasure chest like that. So if I took damage or used all my magic, I like to refill my health at the save point. You'll see that a few times as well. Up here, same thing. Guys with the white light, just fling it back at them. Now up here, you'll see me, instead of going to the right and going that way, I'll go around the area here, because there are Heartless that pop up and they will try to kill you. So this is just like an alternative way to not spawn the Heartless and to get the chest and make it through this area a little bit safer. Now in this next room here, if you have glide and some kind of like high jump or aerial dodge, go ahead and use that and glide through the area, as you see in the video here. I kind of screwed it up a little bit because I didn't have aerial dodge or high jump. But when you do that and you stick to the right, the Heartless will not spawn. And that's what I was trying to show off, is that you can make it through this whole area without the Heartless spawning. But maybe later on I'll make a better video on that one. Drive boost. Drive boost is very important. It is very hard to make it through this room without dying. I've died through this room so many times. So up here is real simple. You just touch the crystal up there, and then you touch this thing right here, pedestal. And then all you gotta do is just command a boo right up here, to hit triangle. For some reason he didn't jump, but yeah, you jump over that, you have the boo jump over that, and you keep doing that all the way up, over to the end here. And that's all there is to it. So we got Ori Calcum Plus, Thunder Boost, Goofy got like some kind of magic thing. So I like to switch to Donald here when we come back later, because we'll be using him as well. Alright, so for the next world we got... Yes, Twilight Town. Now behind you here, there are 2 checks that you can make here. If you do forget to get them later, or if you do forget to get them now, then you'll be able to get them later. We have to come back through this area in the woods to get a couple more checks. You can also wait until Twilight 2 to get a lot of these checks, but I like to get them all now just in case there is something important behind them. So up here, go immediately to the left here. Straight ahead takes you to the Sandlot, and it's just a lot further to go through the Sandlot and all that. So here, it just takes you to the station. So originally you're supposed to go up to go into the next scene, but I'm going down because, like I said earlier, there are a few checks here that we can get. Get AP boost. Now up here, there are 2 different ways of doing this as well. If you got glide, you can actually glide to a certain area to get a chest instead of having to go all the way around. But if I don't have glide, what I'll do is I'll skip this first chest right up here, that one right there, and I'll grab this chest first. If I have glide, I'll grab that one by the green building first, and then the one that I just grabbed there. And then grab this chest over here. Now once I grab this chest over here in the other video, you'll see me glide to that other video right up there, and it makes it a lot faster to get through. And then you can just go ahead and glide to the next chest right over there. But if you don't have glide, then you just gotta hop the buildings right here to get to this chest. So up here, I think this was torn pages, and the next one was torn pages. So that means my next stop will be Pooh, and we can go through those little mini games there. Yeah, so like I said, this is the woods area. If you missed those 2 checks earlier in the beginning, then you'll be able to come back now and grab them. Even if you do miss them going through here on the second time, when you come to Twilight 3, you'll be able to grab them there as well. You'll just have to go through that fight. But yeah, it's over there to the right. You get back to the mansion. So after I grab that last chest there, this is where I like to do my menu. Get magic boost, AP boost, equip anything that's important. Yeah, the stats weren't really all that great on the Keyblade, and the abilities weren't all that great either, so I didn't equip any of that. Put on Lucky Lucky. Checking out Donald and Goofy, see if they have anything new. Yeah, you'll see me check out Donald and Goofy's abilities a lot to see what they have and try to equip them in case they've got anything important. Alright, so just like that first fight in Agrabah, up here we got another death abuse scene to where you could just take so much damage and it moves you on to the next part. Up here also, if you do have Final Form, go ahead and use it here. I didn't make a video on that, but yes, you can use Final Form up here to level up Final Form and get rid of the enemies there. But with this next fight anyways, it only moves on by a few ways. Either you take so much damage or you kill like a whole bunch of them, or I think it's like a time factor as well. If you spend too much time in the fight. But I just take the damage here. I split up the video because, as you can see, I'm not taking a lot of damage from these guys. Yeah, the higher you are coming into this, the longer it's going to take the damage that you need to take. So we got 3 checks here. Dark Remembrance map, that's useless. Another Ansem report. So Agrabah only had 1 check, which we haven't gotten yet. So we would in logic terms, we would have to go back in there anyways. Or recalculum. So talk to Donald, and then we'll be over to Sid's Tower. We got 3 checks over here that we can get as well. Reflect, another reflect, so that's good. Skull wing. And damage drive. Alright, so up here, I was trying to go into wisdom, but accidentally hit limit, which is fine anyways, because then we can level up limit. But then up further, I'm going to be going into wisdom to level that up. If you have wisdom or wisdom, limit, or valor in these next few fights, go ahead and use that because it'll level up the stuff a lot quicker. The drives are also randomized as well. So this is like one of the best ways to level up the drives. And we got aerial dodge there, damage drive. Gull wing had lucky. Nothing really too important. So yes, this is where I go into wisdom form. And not only is it faster to kill the enemies with it, but it's also a good way to level up your drives. So yeah, as you see, I'm using fire there, and it does kill the enemies a lot faster. And I get another experience boost. Especially these shadows. I heard that fire is very, very good against the shadows. That's why you see me use a lot of fire on them. So not in this part, but the next part, after we get through this next fight, you'll see a video of Chicken Little. Now each time you have a summon, and you lose like a drive form, they gain an experience point. So if I lose like 3 drive forms, I gain like 3 points. So a good way to get rid of your drive forms and to get it back is to go into Chicken Little as soon as you're heading into one of those scenes to where you can get your drive back, and I'll pinpoint, places like that. But it's good to go into Chicken Little and go straight to his finisher. That way you gain a lot of experience by doing that. And you'll see that coming up right up here. Yeah, as you see, you got Chicken Little out. I'll go into his, I think it was FPS mode or something. Yeah, and that will definitely help level up your summons a lot faster. Let's talk to Sid here. We got to check over here. Another draw. Draw is going to be very, very useful once we hit, like, Olympus. The fairies will give you something. Skill ring, that's not useful. So yeah, anytime you complete a world and you've lost a lot of your drives, when you complete that world, you get your drives back no matter what. So you'll always have it back. Alright, so back here at Pooh, we got a mini game that we can do, but we got 3 checks we can get first. Hero's Crest. Now, I do think I equipped Hero's Crest because it's got, Trinity Limit on it, which is ironic. But yeah, Trinity Limit is actually going to be very useful later as well. So, talk to Piglet. Now here, what'll make this easier is you stick to the right up here. Swing your keyblade to get rid of all the little punny things. But stick to the right here, and you should be alright. While swinging your keyblade as fast as you can. And then once Piglet comes up, just hit triangle and talk to Piglet. Yeah, that minigame's real easy. Alright, so now for Pooh number 2, we got 3 checks here. Now this minigame up here, this is going to take practice, but the way that I do it, you should be able to get through it a lot easier. Now technically I did get hit once, well I got hit a couple times, but if I do this correctly, then I can only get hit once, and that's going to be the thing every time, because Gopher. But up here it's just simple, just select all these, and then wait for the next part to come up. Yeah, okay, so just zigzag right here, stick in the middle right there, and then zigzag your way through there. Here, you can grab Gopher if you want, but you don't necessarily have to, and stick to the left. If you stick to the left, you won't get hit by anything whatsoever. But up here, you do have to grab Gopher. This is where technically you do get hit once, because of that right there. And you stick to the left right up there, and you should be alright. Now, what I like to do here is immediately move to the left, move to the middle right there, right there. Right there, as you see, I still got hit by that, though. And then just kind of zigzag your way around there, and you should be good. Alright, so up next, we got, what was it? Halloween Town. Now, real quick, I forgot to explain this earlier. The reason why I got the timer down there is for when we hit the world that never was. But here we got torn pages, AP boost, now up here I do like to keep Jack in because he's really useful in this world. And of course, like I said earlier, I'll take out Donald, put in Goofy, and then I'll take out Jack's potions and all that. You got second chance, which is real good to have. So up here is another death abuse fight. You just walk up to him, let him hit you, and then you'll be able to move on to the next part. Cypher's Trophy, which is useless. Air combo plus. I think I only use that for one fight. Alright, so up here we got, I forgot how many checks there were, but there's a good amount in this next area. I think 3? Ice cream, that's useless. Lucid shard. And auto valor. Now, I really don't use any of the auto ones except for master, and I forgot if I used it in this playthrough or not, but if I do, I'll explain that once we get to that part. Alright, so up here, what you want to do here is if you get reflect these guys right here twice, and it should kill a lot of them. Now, if I have thunder, I'll use thunder against them, but seeing that I didn't, I had to kill them normally. Do be careful though, because they will attack. Don't go and attack them immediately, because they will attack back. Just wait a few seconds like I did in the past. And with these last two here, I'll just go straight to Jack's limit. Now, this is one of the limits that where you can stay in it for a little bit and do damage to them. And then just do the reaction commands, and it'll finish them off. So we got a couple of checks here. Comet Belt, which is good. That's like some kind of armor. Quick run, that's very good. Anytime I get quick run or glide, as soon as I get a chance, I'll immediately equip that because it's good for faster movement. Now with quick run though, quick run is not only good for movement, but quick run is also good for combat, and you guys will be able to see that here real soon. Explain more of that once we get into it, or once we get there. Mithril Gem, you check in here, Anthem Report. That's the world that never was. It has 4 important checks, which I did go there next. Alright, so up here we got, what was his name? I think Prison Keeper, I believe it was. This fight can be a little bit of pain for anybody that hasn't really fought him before. So he'll start off by sucking or like kind of eating one of the kids, I guess. And depending on who he eats, he ate him, and I forgot what exactly they do. Okay, so when he eats that one, he goes into that mode. Just, if you have guard or reflect, just use that when he gets close and does his move like that. But I would use reflect if you have it, that does damage to him at the same time. So he'll just keep doing that. Now right here, he'll go into an invincible mode. Get back as far as you can, like right there. Wait for him to do a spin, walk up, do the triangle command, and you'll be able to get a combo hit. Now this, there's nothing you can do about it. He's going to go into his next form, or his next phase. Eat another one of the kids. And this one, I believe, yeah, was fireball. Now you can either guard that and reflect that. Now, what I was trying to do here is reflect it, run up to him like that, try to do a combo on him, but he moved back, so I was only able to get 2 hits on him. And I tried to get him again with it, but he was getting too far away from me. So I kind of had to improvise here. But yeah, you just go back. But yeah, then I just went into Jack's Limit. And Jack's Limit is very good here, especially if he tries to go into the next phase right here. You'll be able to counter it. He won't be able to go into the next phase. He will go into an invincible mode for like a few seconds, but then he'll be able to get knocked out of it. So up here is where I do like to use a form if I do have it, just in case. And I saw that he was going for his next attack there, which if he goes straight up to the air like that and tries to throw those balls, then you have to quickly jump up at him and hit him as much as you can. But you're gonna have to have like aerial guide and quick high jump for that one. Yeah, he got close to me, so I thought he was gonna hit me, so I reflected. Yeah, when he starts shooting his balls like that, you have to get up there and attack him as fast as you can, or else it will troll you and kill you instantly. So I just got out of wisdom here because he went into that attack and went straight to Jack's Limit, which will pretty much do a lot of damage. Yeah, I let the limit gauge go down as much as I can, and then I'll go into the reactions of it. And it should easily finish him off like that. Alright, so up next we got Oogie. Now, normally Oogie's supposed to be in 3 phases, but because of the randomizer, you only have to do 1 phase of it, which makes the fight so much better. Now up here, listen for audio cues. If he goes like, yeah, I know, it's not bad at doing that. But if he does that, then what you want to do is aerial dive as high as you can, or jump as high as you can into the air, and you should be able to dodge those. Now, if he does that little fist that will come down and try to smack everybody, you want to quick run all the way up to the end there as much as you can, and you'll be able to dodge the hit. You guys will see it up here in a minute. But just keep flinging the present stuff at him. And I think he does it, I think it's like 3 phases of the present. Yeah, so when the fists come down like that, just quick run all the way up there and you should be alright. Now when you bust his cage and let him down, I would just go into Jack's Limit and try to get the gauge to there, maybe just a little bit further, and it should finish him off quickly. Now this did not finish him off. I should let it go a little bit further, but if that doesn't happen, just finish him with a couple of combos or magic or whatever. Or wait, well, we can't use magic, so I would finish him off with a couple of combos. Alright, so I think the next place I went to was the World That Never Was. And it's a bit strange that I'm coming in here a little bit early, but there's a strat that we can do, and this is the reason why I got the timer. There's a strat that we can do to quickly defeat Roxas. Well, it's not quick, but it's very, very safe. Now, here, this is where light and darkness comes in. What I do first is I go after all these chests here. Because if I do die to Roxas, then I have to gather all the chests again. So I go after all the chests first. And then I'm going to go into light and darkness. Which means I'm going to go into any form. And I'm going to try to bait out final form. The only thing about that is, and we got one more, so that's good. And scan. But the only thing about that is that it'll take a few tries before you get final form. So as you see here, there's only been one occasion where I went into light and darkness and got final form very quickly. We'll talk on that one. But yeah, this one took about 5 times before I finally got it. So I get it right here. So that's how you get final form. Or unless you actually find the final form itself. Alright, so up here, this is what I was talking about with quick run. and how it's not only used for movement, but it can be used for a weapon as well. So up here we got the rocket fight. Now, there's two ways. If you don't have reflect, immediately move back at the start of the fight, like just go backwards, and you won't be able to get hit from him. But the goal here is to stay away from him for about 4 times. He'll do like 4 attacks on you. Stay away from all of them. And the reason is because after the 4th attack, he'll go into like a react command where it says the end. And so you'll have to look at all 4 slots and go to where it says the end, and you'll be able to take his keyblades away from him. After that, he'll go up into the air, and as soon as he drops down, you want to jump up and do an attack on him where it forces him into a wall. And after that, all you're going to do is just quick run the whole time, and that's the whole fight right there until the end, and then you have to do a combo to pick him up. But yeah, just push him up against the wall like that, and it's just nothing but quick run. So in this other video here, you're going to start off by doing a couple of reflects, a combo on him, wait for him to do an attack, reflect on him again, do another combo on him, back up, do another reflect on him, and at this point he'll go straight to the middle. As soon as he lets out the light orb, start gliding or quick running away from him, or away from that, dodge that, and as soon as you're out of that, then get ready to do a reflect on him. Do a reflect right there, no matter what move he does. Do another combo there. And then I went straight into limit form, or limit, training limit. And then I go into limit form, so, to finish him off. So yeah, this, normally without reflect, it takes about 4.5 minutes. That's why I had the timer, because it takes usually about 4.5 minutes to get through this part if you're doing the quick burn strat. But seeing that I used those 2 reflects in the beginning, it took a little bit of damage to him, and it didn't take as much time. That's why I say if you got reflect, use reflect. And that's the whole fight. And then we got a magnet. Magnet we'll be able to use later in prize land. That's why I waited so long before I went into prize land. Form boost, we got Chicken Little. And we got another draw. Alright, so not this next area, but the area after that. There's this Heartless, or this nobody, I forgot what his name is. I think it's Sorcerer. Or Sorcerer. He's going to do an attack on you. Now, if you have Stitch, go ahead and summon Stitch. What Stitch is going to do is prevent him from attacking you, as you see here. But this guy, he's got like this, this thing right here, and it immediately kills you quickly. That's why if you have like Duck Slayer or something like that, try to use that on them. Another thing that you can do is just quickly grab the chest, see what it is, and if it's nothing, then don't worry about it, just move on. If it is something, then you'll probably have to try to do whatever you can to defeat them. Now, you have 2 sorcerers here that you gotta deal with. So try to use whatever you can to use them to get that chest. But normally, like I said, like if it's nothing, then I don't worry about it. So Oblivion. Yeah, sorry guys for the sound there, but yeah, I took a lot of damage. Thank God for second chance and once more. Or else I probably would have been dead off of that. Alright, so for this next room here, what you want to do is stay away from these guys as much as possible. So do that attack right there. Stay in the middle like that and just move up, and you shouldn't be able to get hit by the attack. But the goal here is just to stay away from them. Because we gotta wait for the elevator to go up to the top floor before we can move on. So as long as you stay away from them like that, you'll be alright. So I didn't go any further here because we got Zigbar next, and that, I'm gonna need a few more tools for that one. Now that we have Magnet, we can go ahead and go over to Pride Land. So I'm setting Magnet where fire is. We only got 4 slots, so I'll have to set. I had to set magnet somewhere. And triangle is like pretty much the only one that I know. So we got a form boost, AP boost, and a cosmic ring. Up here, this is why I waited on magnet, or these enemies right here. These enemies are ruthless, and if you don't have something like thunder, magnet, or anything like that, they're very hard to beat. There is a way that you can come in here very early and fight them, but I really don't know that strat very well. But yeah, just use Magnum, keep them up in the air, attack them, and you should be good. Sometimes you may have to use another ether, depending on how strong the magnet is. So we got another answer report. 100 Acre Woods has 2 checks. We already got one, so there's one more important one in there. Yeah, so this world, I believe, has 26 checks, I think. Oh, another thing is with Lion Dash, because with Randomizer we get Lion Dash early. If you hold down square, you'll be able just to rush through the whole world and not have to walk like he is right now. Auto Wisdom. This chest was a pain in the ass to open. I don't know why. Bond of Flame. There's not really much here. Just have to head towards Simba. There are a few enemies up here. You'll see me coming up here, not in this area, but in the next area, where I'll use Magnet, because if you don't do something like Magnet or Reflect, they can hit you, like, spawn hit you, like, so many times, and they'll just kill you instantly. And we got another answer report. Halloween Town has 4, so we have one more in there. Yeah, so this is where we need to use Magnet. Right up here. Yeah, so right here, pop Magnet to keep those enemies in the magnet while you got time to get the chest and move on to the next area. This is another area where you have to use Magnet. Yeah, they do like some kind of circle spin, and it kills you instantly. There's no way of getting out of it. So you do like Magnet or Reflect, and you should be alright. Now up here, you really don't need to touch the save point. I figured that out like a while ago. Once you talk to Simba and all that, you gain all your magic back. Or once you get up to Simba, which is right here. Yeah, you get all your magic back anyways. So take off all of Simba's items. So even though I did take off all of Simba's items, you'll see up here that he still winds up curing. He has an ability that will cure. Yeah, I was questioning that. I was like, I took off all of his abilities. How's he curing Donald? Come to find out he has an ability that does that. So the Keyblades really didn't have much to them. So the only thing here is just go back up to Pride Rock. And then the next part would be the hyenas. But I didn't do the hyenas quite yet because I'm waiting for thunder. At least maybe about 2 thunders, I think. Because it kills them a lot easily. And they are very, very troublesome. Up here, stick to the left as much as you can, because those rodeo heartless, they will spawn out and kill you. So that's why you see me just stick to the left as much as I can. So we'll come back here later. And then, yeah, I did get torn pages, so we're going to go over to Pooh next, again. We got 3 more places to go here with Pooh. And we can go to 2 more places. Got another draw. Those will be real helpful later. Another answering report. Drive forms only have 2. So we'll have to check the drives. But there are going to be many ways to level up drives later on. So right here, it's not much to this. Just jump on the balloons until you get 10. And that's the end of the mini game. Yeah, I usually do it like that and it gets all the balloons real quick. Alright, so up next we got the cave. The cave can be somewhat of a pain to deal with, as you'll see with me trying to open up the treasure chest here in a minute. And then, of course, with the bees, you gotta wait for the bees to spawn before you can kill them. So, you'll see the falling rocks there. Just use the halt command. And stop. And as soon as the rock's about to fall down, you just hit the move forward or forward march or whatever. Yeah, so the goal here is just to take out the V's so you can get the other party members to move. So this is what I was talking about with chest. Because everybody's in the way here. It's so hard to open up the chest, so you got to kind of position yourself with Sora to the chest to where it says open instead of forward march. So up here, there are bees that are going to spawn, but I go ahead and quick run to this chest here because, like I said, it takes a second for the bees to spawn. So in that time, I just rush over, grab these chests. I'll take out these bees here, and there's a chest over to the left side that I'll get after I take out the first set of bees and let the next set of bees spawn. Grab this chest here, then I'll take out the rest of these bees here. And that should be all of them. And then just do forward march with the characters. And then there's one more chest over here that we can grab. So the reason why I'm not quick running through this section is if you get too far from the other characters, they will actually get lost, confused, and you have to go back and hunt them down. So that's why I'm not using quick run as much. But yeah, you just gotta, it's a little annoying, but you gotta keep telling them to halt and let the rocks fall and stuff like that. Jump over there. Now here's the last last two set of bees that we have to take care of. If you have thunder, go ahead and use thunder on them, as it will take them out quickly and you don't have to go chasing them down. Alright, so right here you can grab this chest here, and as soon as you grab this chest, you can actually go ahead and just quick run up the poo. And it'll let you go through the cutscene. You don't have to worry about the other characters. But the orange statue, that really does nothing. So up next we got, where did I go next? Oh, I believe Land of Dragons. The same thing here. Put Goofy in, take out Ping's items. I don't know. Okay, I didn't do any menu. We got 3 checks here. Follow the wind, Keyblade. Genie, we got Genie. So up here is where I like to use one of my forms, so I got it. Seeing that I used Wisdom earlier, I don't think in this fight here, but in the next fight, I do use Valor. This is a good way to get up Valor form or Wisdom form if you have it. But I usually wait until the next fight because you only get so much time in the form. So right here, I'll take out these 2 enemies with the Reflect. And then I'll go into Valor form. And this is a good way to pretty much get up Valor form. Not much here, just take out all the enemies. In case you're wondering why I'm not using, oh, we got another answer for it. In case you're wondering why I'm not using magic with these enemies, it's because when you're in Valor form, you actually can't use any magic whatsoever. It's the only form where you're not allowed to use any magic. So, Hollow Bastion, we got 4 checks there. We'll be heading over there soon. So you just got to take out these shadows here. You see, we don't have much time in the form, so that's why I would pretty much wait for the second fight. Other than that, I usually just, I use Reflect here, or if I have Thunder, I'll use Thunder on them. Thunder's actually pretty good because you keep your distance from all these enemies and just spam them with Thunder. But these guys, I wait until they attack, and then use Reflect on them, wipe them out real quickly. Alright, so for this last fight, if you have Thunder or Blizzard, you can quickly snipe this shadow over here without having to chase him down. But you have to be real quick about it. Other than that, these shadows can be a pain. This shadow right here, it took me a good minute before I could finally kill him. Because they like to go underground. You gotta wait for them to pop back up. So dumb sometimes. Sometimes it's as easy as that. Now you got these guys here. I usually use Reflect or Thunder if I have it. That one didn't want to work, so I just killed him stupidly. But I got that one with Reflect. Another answer report. So Olympus has one check. Yeah, I guess I've wound up finding a lot of these answer reports early. So right here, I wait until they try to attack me and then use Reflect, because if I open up the chest, as they're trying to attack, they hit me, so I just reflect them. Alright, so up here on the mountain, just use Reflect right up here as well. Takes out all those enemies real quick. There's 2 enemies up here that I use Reflect on as well. And then there will be one more enemy that spawns from right behind. I do kill him because as I'm trying to get that chest and then I'm moving backwards, he's right there and tries to attack me. So I just kill him real quick. You can grab that chest there, quick run backwards like that, and you'll be able to avoid them. Now here, I was trying to do a Reflect on these guys, and it does wipe them out quickly, but for some reason, I guess I was a little too late on the Reflect. You grab that chest there, and then with this chest up here, I grab this chest first, and then this one next, because Heartless do spawn. So it's just easier to grab that one and then the other one after that. Right here, I use Magnet, but I don't attack them or anything because it just keeps them up in the magnet and gives you enough time to break the wall down before the other Heartless spawns. So right here, do refill your MP and HP because we're about to go into the cave here and have another Heartless fight. Although, once you got the tools, this fight becomes real easy. So right here with that big guy right there, I like to reflect him. And then immediately go straight into a magnet. And it wipes out all these shadows real quick. And then go into another magnet. And at the same time doing combos at them. Let these guys spawn, use Reflect or Thunder on them. Or Blizzard. Blizzard works real well too. Alright, so next we have on top of the mountain where we have to take out like all these Heartless and everything. First we got these two checks that we can get here. Now up here, if you have Magnet Burst, make sure you have that on because it does help out a lot in this fight. And I have a little video here to show you. But if not, then what you're gonna have to do is just keep attacking these guys here and these guys up here. And then once you see I forgot the name of it. Their one move that pops up. You just hit triangle to do that. It'll pop up here. Yeah, speed trap. Yeah, once speed trap goes up, hit that, and you'll be able to knock out the Heartless. But up here, as you see, I'm using Magnet Burst. It wipes them out real quick. Also, I like to use Magnet itself because it does, keep them all together and you don't have to really worry about it. Although sometimes you will get hit trying to come down by those guys right there. But other than that, that's pretty much this whole fight right here. Alright, so here I do like to keep Pinion because of her ability. It does help out in one fight. Either that or if you got Donald's Flare Force, that really works as well. But yeah, we got a mob to deal with coming up here in a few seconds. And not much, just make your way back down the mountain to the new area that we got to go to. Alright, so here, if I got Reflect, I like to immediately go into a Reflect, and then straight into Mulan's ability. And wipe out all the hearts. Alright, so up here, while we're waiting, there is a trick that you can do to actually skip the Shenyu fight to get into the palace a lot earlier. But I do not know how to do that. I've tried so many times for people to do it, and I couldn't do it. So I will leave a link in the description below of somebody that does know how to do it, and it will show you guys how you can do it. So up here with the Shenyu fight, I like to go into a Reflect, Magnet, get all those heartless there, Flare Force there. If not, I would just use Magic against Shenyu. Now, when he's getting ready to attack you and he starts charging at you, if you time it just right, which I do up here, if you time it just right, you'll be able to go into like a stance mode with him. Yeah, I messed up there. I do get it right up here. But you'll be able to go into a stance mode with him and be able to attack him. Yeah, right here. But you gotta wait for him to swing his Keyblade, or his sword at the same time you're swinging the Keyblade. And you should be able to block into that and hit triangle. So we got Master Form. Alright, up next we got Beast Castle. Now here's another one of those death abuse things that you can do. But instead, if you got one of the forms, go ahead and pop into one of those. This is a good spot to grind for forms here. So as you see, I use Wisdom Form here. Keep attacking them, use Magic if you have to. Like I said, Fire is probably the best. I could have used Magnet, but didn't really think about it. But Magnet's real good with these guys here. There you go, I finally used it at the end. So here, if you exit the world and come back in while in the drive form, you'll get your full drive back. And there's other ways that I'll show you here in a little bit to get your drive back if you need it. So we come to the courtyard here. We got 3 checks here. AP boost. Nobody's lance. That's a weapon for Donald. Yeah, just always remember if you don't have Flare Force to constantly check Donald's weapons, because there's a good chance that Flare Force could be under there. It could be under an ability that you get from beating a fight, or it could be under one of Donald's Keyblades. But I say Flare Force because it's one of the best moves in this game. AP boost or a Talcum. Fantasia's pretty good, but it's not the best. It's good if you don't have Flare Force. Here. Yeah, so I like to grab these chests here. Oh, okay, good. We got Glide. So, like I said, if I get like Quick Run or Glide, I immediately just go and put those on because it gives me a lot faster movement. Especially for this room here. Glide will help you get through this area a lot faster. Yeah, so I didn't have enough in my abilities to put everything that I needed on, so I had to go in and use some HP boost. I don't think I have any magic or power boost. Put on the bandana there for more defense. Now up here, where I was mentioning before about Master Form and how I only use Master Form in a certain spot, this next fight is the fight that I usually use Auto Master if I have it. But seeing that we got regular Master Form earlier, we can use that. And the reason why we use Master Form in this fight is because he'll drop the orbs in order to level up Master Form. So right here, all you gotta do is just push the wardrobe all the way over until she clears the door, and then go through that. So in this fight here, if you have Auto Master, you have to take a certain amount of damage before it pops up and you can use it. Also, both your party members have to be alive in order for you to use it. So, say Donald gets knocked out, you're going to have to throw him a potion in order to get Auto Master to pop up. But yeah, see, as you can see, he drops his orbs there, and it helps level up Master Form. That's a good way to level it up there. So I like to use Reflect here because he'll throw out his own orbs at you, and it'll deflect the orbs, and at the same time it blocks the orbs, takes damage from all that. Luckily, I was able to keep Master Form here. Normally I lose it, so I had to quickly dip out and come back in to keep my drive. But yeah, as long as you have Reflect or Thunder, you just use Thunder on them. Reflect will block the orbs and then take the damage at the same time when you're close to him, and it'll knock him out. So here's not much to it. Just break the boxes, wait for them to show up to the lanterns, and then press triangle to activate the lanterns. So we got 3 chests here. There was one over there by the entrance, but I usually wait until after I get those 2 chests before I get that one. Serenity Break, now that's a good thing that I love that one. And you'll see later once we hit Agrabah. See Haska. Alright, so up next we got Beast. Now there's a few ways you can deal with Beast. Oh yeah, I had to use Magnet on these guys because they like to attack. And I got attacked here. But there's a few ways that you can finish off Beast. Thunder, you can Thunder him 3 times and it should knock him out. Or if not, you can use Reflect on him as soon as he's getting ready to attack you. Or just simply just attack him with the Keyblade. And then make sure you use Triangle Command to knock him out like that. And then use Triangle Command to finish him off. So I did keep Beast in the party here because of his limit. It's actually very useful for the final boss of this world. As we'll go over once we get there. I put on Serenity Break there. You'll see how good that is in Agrabah. So all we gotta do here is just make our way over to Bell's room. Gliding is so much faster here, it really is. Quick one's pretty good too, but glide, yeah, you can just zip right through this area. So once you get here, just talk to the wardrobe and leave. So in this next fight here, at the beginning of the fight, what you want to do is completely move backwards. Because if you don't, he'll go straight into that wall over there. But if you go backwards, he'll actually go underground, pop right up right there, and then you can attack him. Now, once he gets away from you and you have Thunder, as he's trying to get away from you, you can use Thunder on him to do some damage, as you see here. But if not, you're just going to have to attack him normal, hit the lantern a couple times, and then hit the triangle command. When he goes into the wall like that, you just go either to the left or to the right to avoid that. And then he'll go into one of the pillars here. Keep an eye on which pillar he goes into, and then chase him down like that. So yeah, once he escapes, and once you hit him a few times here, he'll run away like this. That's a good time where you can use Thunder. Now make sure you got enough to cast 2 more Thunders and to go into Beast Limit for the next fight. Because that'll be really useful. Other than that, you just knock him out of the chandelier and finish him off like that. So in this next fight, what you want to do, if you got Thunder, hit 2 Thunders on him and go straight into Beast Limit. And it should finish him off. If it doesn't finish him off, then go into a form, like Wisdom is real good to have it. But go into a form and that should finish him off real quickly. As you can see, Beast Limit will destroy him real quickly. Alright, so up next we got Twilight Town. Now this is Roxas' Twilight Town. The good thing about this Twilight Town is if you got Sora's Quick Run and or Glide, you can actually, Roxas will be able to use that in this world too. So it makes for so much faster movement. Another good thing about being in this world is you'll be able to use one drive form in this world, and that's Limit Form. And Limit Form in this world makes so much easier to get through. I didn't use Limit Form here because there's not really too much to fight. You just hit them a few times and you'll be able to do that. Also with the weapons, I do pick the middle one because it gives out defense, and you got a little bit more defense there. But it doesn't matter with what you pick. So once you come up to this nobody here, this is where I use Limit Form. I'll go straight into Sora's Limit Form. And then we can use Affinity to take him out like that. Now you have to take him out by certain hits. You can't like destroy him if you got that struggle hammer. But you just go into Affinity there, and then you'll be able to wipe him out. So activate the save right here in order to move on to the next part. Now here we just got this little mini game that we have to go through. We got to do one mini game. You'll actually only be able to do the mini game once, because if you make a certain amount of money in the mini game, it'll actually force you to stop playing it. But seeing that we get so much money, no matter when we come in here, we only need to do this once, and then you get 2 AP boost out of it. But yeah, you just hit triangle to deliver the mail to all of them, and there you go. So up here, same thing. I'll go straight into Source Drive Form and use Affinity on them. And then in this section, I use Sonic Brave on these guys. Now, this is a good world to level up Limit Form. And another good thing about Limit Form here is this is the only world where you can do this, by the way. If you revert out of Limit Form, you'll actually get your full drive back. I don't know how that is, but you do actually get your full drive back, and you'll be able to keep going to Limit Form as much as you want to. But I like to take out that nobody there. I'll leave that nobody there because there's 3 nobodies up here that I take out, and if I'm lucky, that one nobody that I skip will actually come up to me, and I'll be able to take them out. I don't think that happens. But yeah, this is like one of the best places to level up Limit Form. As you saw, I reverted out of it and got my blue drive back. So with this fight here, if you got enough height movement, you can actually reach his head and do some damage for the next part. Now, to note, do not use Limit Form or Drive Form in the beginning here, because if you do, and when Roxas is stuck like that, it will actually crash the game. However, you can use the Drive Form here in this fight. You just have to do it at certain times, and I'll show you when. But yeah, you do the reaction command there. Can't do nothing here but wait until he pushes us into the next part. Use triangle here. Now you can go into limit Limit Form here, but you have to be very quick. You can go into limit, use Sonic Brave on him, and then quickly revert out, because he will put you back into that state right there. Yeah, as you see, I got a few hits on him. But he'll put you back into that state there, and if you're in Limit Form at that time, it'll actually crash the game. So just do the reaction command there. Now, if you go into a phase where he spawns like all these nobodies and all that, then you can go into Sora's Limit Form there and wipe them all out that way. Just revert back out as quickly as possible though. And as you saw, the fall there killed him, so that actually helped. So up here, you can use Limit Form in these fights here, and this makes this so much easier as well. And this is where all the draws came in. Because the more draws that you have, the better you can collect the orbs. One thing to note, before talking to him, do not go into Sora's Limit Form. Wait until the fight begins to go into Sora's Limit Form. Because I went into Sora's Limit Form at one point, and went to go talk to him at the same time, and that crashed the game. So I went into I get into the fight. Now, if you so happen to forget to change Keyblades to a drive here, or for a draw, the Keyblade will actually not change. It will look like it hasn't changed, but in actuality it has changed because you're using the struggle hammer. So you'll still have like the Keyblade to switch to. But yeah, just use Affinity on all those spikes there. You should be able to click all the orbs real quick. Here, use Sonic Rave, and then you should be able to get to this fight. Here, same thing, use Sonic Rave, and you should be able to defeat Axel real quickly. And then you get to level up Summer Limit Form. Alright, so last fight. This fight, you can win or lose and still get an item out of it. But I think we all just win through these because you actually get 2 items out of this.
Yeah, this is it.
This isn't what we agreed on.
But yeah, that's real quick just to go into Sora's Limit and then to do all that. Yeah, so we just go up to Hainer up here. Now in this next part, I didn't know this was the thing, so I saw somebody else do it, but if you go through the train here, and you come back to the station, there's actually a few more tricks that we can make here. I did not even know this was a thing, until I saw somebody else do it. So up here we can get a few more checks. Got this chest up here. Secret answer report. Space Paranoid has 4 important checks. Auto summon, I never used that. Gliding through these areas makes it so much easier. Power Stone there. And then a Cosmic Ring right there. So I think the next place we're heading to is the mansion. Yeah, we're heading to the mansion next. Now I did show something off here. If you get stuck like that, just hit X, jump up in the air, and you should be able to get out of that. Yeah, so not much. Just go to the mansion here, and then go over here. Now, here you can go back into Sora's Limit, and then use Limit Form here, Sonic Rave, and it should wipe all these nobodies out. Now, in this next area, this is a good area where you can level up Limit Form. Yeah, I was checking my status to see how much of Limit Form I got. So yeah, you can level up Limit Form by doing this here. Now, always make sure to do the finish of it, because if you don't, that does not count. So make sure you always go into the finish of the Sonic Rave. But like I said, this is the best place to level up Limit Form. You can just revert out of Limit Form and go right back into it, and then makes it so much easier. But I spent a little bit of time in here trying to show different areas where you can level up Limit Form. There's more nobodies in here as well. I usually wait until I get to the mansion before I start leveling it up. But yeah, you just go back into the drive and you got Limit Form right back. And then we got a few chests in here we can grab.
Yeah.
Mithril Shard. Now, up here, we have to go into the White Room, and we can get a couple items in there, get another Thunder Boost.
Give me strength.
Sooner or later, I will find Thunder.
Yeah. Back off.
A Champion Belt and Mithril Stone. Yeah, I meant to go over to the save to refill my magic, but I forgot to do that.
Take this.
I'm used to just walking out. But I think I stopped with the leveling up here, because up here, oh, we got Blizzard finally. Up here, you'll be able to level up Limit Form at least one more time before going into the actual fight. So yeah, this is going to take 2 Sonic Graves in order to wipe out all these Heartless, because there's always one, or nobody. There's always one nobody that survives every single time, so I have to use it twice here. Alright, so now we got the actual fight. Immediately go to the left. Now, I did mess up in this fight a little bit, but immediately go to the left, start attacking him. When he goes airborne, let him drop down. Do not go into the reaction command, because you can kind of keep him in a loop like this until he goes into the fire. You gotta wait till he fully falls down though, or else you're gonna be going into the air like what I just said. So yeah, let him go up like that, let him drop down, and then start attacking him again. And then eventually he'll start going into the fire. Seeing that I got knocked by the fire like that, I wasn't able to get his reaction command in time, and it screwed a little bit of this fight up. And he kept attacking me. But he eventually does go into the fire, and I was able to get him that way. But I guess I was just too close to the fire when I was attacking him. And then, yeah, you can use the reaction command to finish him off. But yeah, just keep attacking him till he goes airborne, let him drop. And then keep attacking him again. Don't use the finisher on him. Alright, so now we're going to go back into Agrabah. That Virginity break that I was talking about earlier, this is a good place to use that. So as soon as the Heartless spawn here, wait a second, hit X. If you get Virginity break on, hit X, and it should wipe them out quickly like that. Same thing here. Now here what I like to do is, if I got Thunder, I'll use Thunder on this Fat Bandit. If not, I just use Reflect. He's got the fire attack there, and it normally does kill him, but I guess it didn't there, so I just swung my Keyblade once and hit him. Same thing here. Now we got these guys from earlier that in that one room in Agrabah that we had to deal with. We got 2 of them here to kill. I tried to kill him with my Keyblade, but I couldn't. Now if you stick to the middle, and as soon as they start to spawn, you can throw up a magnet or Magnara. You have to wait till you get Magnara in order to do it. But if you throw it up when you're in the middle, you can actually get them both into that magnet and kill them that way. If not, I just use Reflect when they're about to attack me. So up here, if you got a form, limit, or a valor or wisdom, go ahead and go into those, because this is another place to level up forms. Now the reason why I didn't use wisdom here is because I'll be able to use wisdom here in a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and go into valor. But the whole thing of this is I just keep attacking them until they're down to like I think 5 guys or so. And then I'll revert out of valor, because there's 3 Fat Bandits that come up right here. 3. I'll revert out of valor and then use Reflect on them, but they kept attacking me, so I just use Square Force on them. But if you use Reflect on them, you should be able to wipe them all out easily, as long as you're in the middle and one of them attacks you. Now up here, what I did was I got to a fight with 2 Heartless here, because as you can see, my drive is almost at 3. and I want to show off something. When you get your drive up to 3 and you have a summon a summon, and you're about to go into an area to where all the characters are walking around and stuff, you will get your drive form back. Or if you go to a save, come in like earlier, you'll get your drive form back. So I want to show that off. So up here, if you don't have Flare Force, the fire one will start popping around like that. You gotta use triangle to grab him, fling him around, and he'll go into the blizzard one. And then you just keep attacking them. And then it switches off to the blizzard. Blizzard will start attacking you. And then you fling blizzard into the fire, and that's the whole fight pretty much. But if you have Flare Force, try to use it as much as you can. It'll make the fight a lot faster. Yeah, we get the fire, you fling the fire into the ice, and then attack the fire, and then attack the ice, and then go after the ice. Now, I was going to use Flare Force here, but Donald died, so I did use a potion to revive him, and then use Flare Force, but I just went ahead and took out this guy first. Alright, so as you see there, we got the proof. I forgot to mention this, but with proofs, we need 3 proofs in order to beat the game. So we just found one, the proof connection there. So there's 2 more out there that we gotta find. Alright, so Timeless River. Here, I believe I used Chicken Little. Yeah, I used Chicken Little. Because what he's got his like own type of magnet type thing. So he'll actually draw the enemies into you, and then you can defeat them all that way. But here, they'll fling you up in the air like that, and then you use the reaction command to take them out like that. Here, this is a good spot if you got magnet. I put them up to a magnet like that, summon Chicken Little. And then just attack them. Now, I do like to keep using magnet, because it'll keep them all close by and wipe them all out that way. Magnet and thunder are great here. Plus, if you have Stitch, I would probably use Stitch as well, because Stitch will refill your magic, and then you have more chances to use magnet, thunder, and all that stuff. Now up here we got the cars, the most annoying ones in this game. Because they can go into like a little invincibility mode. But I throw the shadows up into a magnet, and then I try to kill the cars as fast as I can, because like I said, they will get, like there. When they do that, that means they're kind of in an invincibility mode. You can't do anything until they're done. I think you can use thunder on them when they're like that, and it should take them out, but I'm not 100% sure. So up here, this is the easiest part. I don't even use Chicken Little here. I just use a bunch of magnets. Yeah, I use magnets. And I went into a Flare Force. It didn't quite wipe them all out. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. Alright, so up next we got Pete. So the goal here is that he's going to throw boxes at you. You just got to fling them back at him. And it takes up to 2 boxes. And as soon as you throw the second box at him, go ahead and start quick running up. Grab onto the thing here. And then just hit the keyblade. Now you do have to pay attention, because the reaction command will pop up. And as soon as that pops up, hit triangle. That's why I'm slowing down a little bit with my attacks. Because I know the triangle button's about to pop up there, and you gotta hit it, or else you get flown off. And you gotta fight a bunch of Heartless and all that before you're able to get back up. So up here, I like to use Final Form on Pete, because it's a lot faster, and I think I did here too. But I went to a flare force there to knock him into his second phase. And then I think I used final form up here. Yeah, final form will knock him out real quickly. Plus, also use reflect in case he does like any attacks, like when he throws his ball at you or anything. You could just use reflect and deflect that back. But normally I just jump over it and just go into an immediate attack mode. But that's pretty much the whole fight. And then if we get flung up to the air right here, just use the triangle command and it should beat him easily. Alright, so I had to do a quick menu here. Put on the MP haste. Yeah, I didn't have enough for everything, so I had to go and use more AP boost. In these runs, you actually get a ton load of AP boost. So normally you don't have to worry about abilities or anything. You just gotta remember to use AP boost. But I put on the thunder boost there. Put on guard there. There's only one fight I'll need guarding. But I do put it on so I don't forget. Alright, so here we got Twilight Town 2. Now here is a good place where you can level up final form. A good thing that you could do is if you got fire, put that on. If you have any fire boost whatsoever, put that on, which I just went right past it. But yeah, and also put on any experience boost whatsoever. I have one experience boost on a Keyblade, Doffel, one Keyblade right there. And the goal here, in order to activate experience boost, you have to take so much damage. So in the beginning here, you'll see me take damage until you start hearing the beeping sound. And then you'll be able to start killing the heartless and nobodies and gain experience like that. But yeah, you have to be like, I forgot like what, 25% of health before experience boost kicks in. Yeah, put on all fire boost, fire, and then make sure. Now, if you go into drive before the fight and you go into final, as soon as you get into the fight, you can just easily go straight into the final form. You do it like that. But yeah, as you see, I'm trying to take damage here. Which it took their sweet time to do it. I just need one more hit and then I'll be able to use fire. There, I got lucky with that. But yeah, as soon as you get it into that much health right there, you can go ahead and start attacking the Heartless and look at your experience, get it start rising up real quick. One of the fastest ways to level up. So once you see your magic is down that low, pop it enter, and then just go and kill the rest of these guys. I ran out of drive before the fight ended, so I wasn't able to finish off that. I couldn't do it. But like I said, you know, once you beat a world, you get all your drive back, so I'll be able to get it here in a minute. So go behind you here. And then up here. And that's actually the end of Twilight 2 right here. Got a weapon for Donald. Alright, so we got Hollow Bastion next. This world has a ton of text in it. Just, yeah, if you got glide, you can actually glide past the Moogle there. Just remember to keep tapping X. So that way you can get through his little message there. Now here, I don't even bother with final form. Because there's only a few Heartless to deal with. I'll just use magic on them like Blizzard there. And take them out all real quickly. Now if you got enough height movement here, you can actually get up here real easily. And get all these chests before going into the one area. So in this next fight, unfortunately, we cannot use final form. So I have to use magic in order to beat these guys. How we get the final reflect? We got all 3 reflects. Weapon for Donald. Yes, normally here I like to use Blizzard or Thunder or Reflex. These assassins that will come out here soon. I was trying to use a reaction command against them because if you get the reaction command to go, then it'd wipe out a bunch of heartless or a bunch of nobodies at once. But I couldn't bait it out. It's the same thing with rockets. Come up like 4 options, and I forgot what theirs says, but yeah, wherever it pops up, you go to that option, and it'll wipe them out quickly. But as soon as the assassins come out, I can use magic on them. Because they can be very, very totally fearless. I got hit by this one. One of these. Yeah, I got hit by him. I was waiting for, yeah, that's the one where I was trying to bait out his reaction command, but I couldn't do it. I just use Blizzard on the rest of these guys, and then take them out quickly. And we got another proof. Alright, so we're gonna go back into Hollow Bastion here. Now, if you somehow glide over Cloud, and the cutscene does not activate and just run back to Cloud, that's happened to me before, that's why I'm mentioning it. But just run back to Cloud and you should be able to activate the cutscene. Now we just gotta make our way to these next areas here. Now up here, I do grab the skateboard because it is faster movement. And it just helps get through this area a little bit faster. Well, we got another glide there. And throw stone. Combo Master. That'll be good later. I think I do put that on later. We got a few checks in here. High Potion. Lucid Stone. Dodge Roll. I don't really ever use Dodge Roll. Unless if I don't have Quick Run. And then I'll use Dodge Roll until I get Quick Run. Yeah, so puzzle pieces do not matter whatsoever in this. It was just in the way, so I grabbed it. The chest here. Mega Recipe. Talk to Leon. And then you'll get a few items there. Now before going to the next area, we can go behind here, grab this chest here. Now if you got the membership card, that door right there will actually be open. So you'll be able to get that chest early. But up here, if you got final form, go ahead and pop into final form here, because we got a couple of nobodies we can fight, and this will help level it up as well. Now, same routine, I didn't take any damage to this guy, pointless. But I used fire on him. Now I used fire until that fire one comes out, so he's actually immune to fire, and then I can start smacking him around. So I defeat him, and then I kill the rest of the fire. Alright, so up next we got the Cabin of Remembrance. Now this is another place where you can level up Master Form. There are these orb things. This area is very dangerous. You gotta be very careful. You got hit there. Explosions real good. But yeah, just quickly grab the chest. If you wind up dying, the chest is useless, and don't worry about it. This is a good place to also use Auto Master. You could take, if you got second chance once more, you could take the damage and then be able to get an Auto Master there. But the reason why those orbs, those little balls right there, we can go into Master and get orbs from that as well. But before I did that, there's a few checks out here that we could get. Now, I don't think I went any further into the Cavern of Remembrance. Money pouch. Anytime you get a money pouch, you get 5,000 money each time. And then we finally got a thunder. Alright, so now I go back into here. And then go into match form.
Let's go. Yeah.
And then we get another thunder right there, so we got the two important steps in drive form. Drive forms are pretty much done. There is a glitch here where you can actually bypass the fight into the next area. But I don't know how to really do that either. I've been trying to practice that, and it's a little bit hard. But I can leave a link in the description for that one as well. We got a few orbs here that we get. Now I probably will show off a few more places where you can level up drive forms, but technically drive forms are done. So up here, we can either just do a bunch of magnets or go into final form here, which I went to final form. And just use fire on these guys. But magnet, thunder, all that will wipe these guys out quickly. Now, as soon as this fight ends, I still have final form on. I'll have to go back to the stage, come out of the world, and go back in. Because we got another fight coming up, which is Demix. And we actually need our drives, so that's why I went all the way back. But on our way back, we got 2 checkers that we can get here. Star Rescue, Ultimate Weapon, which you would think Ultimate Weapon would be really good to have, but it depends on its stats. Okay, so I guess I didn't fight them yet. But yeah, normally I would go out of the world and come back in before fighting them, because we would need our drives for that. But I guess I just went ahead and went somewhere else because I didn't think I was strong enough to fight him yet. Support Royal, we got the Thunder Boost. The Thunder Boost will be very, very useful here. So up here in this fight, we actually can't do anything just yet because they're invincible, so we gotta take so much damage to them or do so many hits on them in order to move on to the next part. And so in this next part, we'll be able to just spam them with thunder. So hit them with thunder there, got hit there. You gotta be fast with trying to hit them. So here is where I like to use Chicken Little, because this is another good place where you can level up your summons.
Yeah.
So I pop into Chicken Little here. Chicken Little uses magnet. I'll use fire. Yeah, that ain't quite working. So I had the thunder first. Yeah, so here you just magnet these guys. It'll break their straights right there, so you don't have to worry about hitting with the Keyblade. Wishing Lamp. AP Boost. AP Boost. Now, kind of like back in Sid's Tower, you just go into FPS there, and then you'll be able to gain some experience from that. I take out Jack here. I take off all of his items. Talk to Will. Yeah, so here just use a couple of thunders or blizzards on them, and you should be able to wipe them out quickly. Alright, so we got 2 checks here, and in this next area here, I believe I summoned Stitch. Yeah. Because the Stitch, when he licks your screen, he fills up your magic. So that's why I use them here. 'Cause I'm going to be using a lot of blizzards and thunders. Yeah, mainly just thunder here. But you use thunder to wipe out all the pirates here. And you gotta be careful because they will start shooting at you, so be ready to hit the action command, triangle. You see right there, going back where it's at. And then as you see we got the summons up to level 2. Yeah, so this is pretty much the whole thing all the way through. You just gotta be careful. Now you can do the experience boost here as well, but it is a little bit hard because 1 or 2 hits and you're automatically dead. Unfortunately, I lost it. So here, just use thunder. Use thunder. And you should be able to take them out easily. Yeah, normally this is where I would summon Stitch, but seeing that I lost him earlier, I had to improvise and just, yeah. So you just run into this corner here, you do thunder to go that guy there, and then pop an ether, come over here, get these guys out here with these thunders. But like I said, if you have Stitch, you can little summon them, they're very useful here as well. And then all you gotta do is just take out these guys with thunders. And end the fight real quickly. So I put a magnet here because it's real good for this area. These guys will be all over this crate, so it's good to use magnet on them to give you time to barrel out of the boat. You just use magnets there. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Use a magnet there. And get that last one there. You can pop into a drive to help you out a little bit more, but like I said, you gotta be careful with how much you use your drives, because you could still hit anti-form. So Blizzard, yeah, Blizzard or Thunder, that pirate there, that's just there. There's nothing in there. The middle one, you got, yeah, kill these pirates because they will get in the way. And then we got a chest in here. Yeah, I didn't have anything good on, so I just decided not to put anything on it. Okay, good. We got a second magnet there. Yeah, I do these chests in a certain order, and the reason why is because the pirates will try to attack you like that when you're trying to open up the chest. So I go for the exact order that I did to open the chest, and it normally does work. Alright, so here you can use thunder. First of all, you gotta touch this guy. But you can use thunder and keep Barbosa airborne the whole time, and then go straight into like wisdom form, using magic, or if not, pop features like I'm doing there. In this video, other videos here, you can use blizzards to keep them frozen the whole time, and keep attacking them. But just use blizzard on Barbosa, do a couple combo attacks on him, and then blizzard him again as soon as he comes out of it, and combo attacks, and that's just the whole fight there, and you should be able to beat him. Alright, so here we got pirates again. Unlike before, we don't have to wait for them to go into this form here. We just hit them with thunders, and thunder should be able to take care of them. Now, because I'm at a low level, it's taking a little bit longer to kill them with thunders. So if you have to, just pop an ether, and you should be able to get rid of them. To note, though, that's the only time you'll have to deal with pirates in this world. This right here, you can just go into the cabin here, get rid of the pirates, come back out, and then you should be able to go into the next area with no problem. So we're gonna head to the middle island here because we got a semi-little boss fight. Now up here, what I like to do is I do like to use blizzards on them. I didn't because I had flare force, but you can use blizzards on him, and it's just like Barbosa. He'll actually be frozen for a little bit. Thunders are the same way. They'll stun lock him for a few minutes, and you'll be able to do a couple attacks. But as soon as you do an attack with thunder, he gets knocked out of it. But I attack him a few times, and then I move backwards because he doesn't move like that. I did get hit up here. Yeah, I got hit by that. But he do a few attacks, move back, because he'll wind up hitting you with it. Got my magic back, so I think, did I go into Flare Force here? No, I just used Thunders on him. Okay. Yeah, just use Thunders to finish him off. Alright, so we got a check here. That's normally where you would get Peter Pan. Star Seeker. AP boost. AP boost. Now up here, I go immediately to the left. Don't kill that nobody yet because there's a few checks we can get here, and we're not going to be back here. So grab all these checks first, and then go kill the nobody. And you can just use a few thunders on him, and it'll get rid of him quickly. Alright, so for this next part, if you go to the right island, there's only 2 nobodies there with 2 of the medallions. But if you go to the middle island, there's actually all 3 of them there. You got to get 3 more medallions in order to get to the boss fight. So go to the middle island because you got all 3 of them there. And you won't have to go to the right island and then to the middle island. This guy, you do gotta beat him quickly because you only got a short amount of time to do it. But a few thunders and you should be alright. Or blizzards. And then we got one in the middle right here. Yeah, I didn't attack him with thunders because we got one more to go. And I need the rest of the magic to try to get him quickly, but I was only able to do like 2 thunders on him and finish him off the combo. Alright, so now we got the boss fight. But before stepping into the boss fight, I come into this room here. Now as long as you go into another area, do your menu, come back out. If you were to die, then your menu would still be set. As if I were to do my menu back there and I would die, I would have to redo the menu all over again. But I like to set potions on everybody here because try to keep everybody alive. I need Master Form for this fight. So I'm trying to set potions on everybody. And then put Jack in. Because I'm going to be rotating between Jack and Donald. But yeah, that's why I put potions on everybody, because we need Master Form for this fight. Or Final, you could use Final. So at the beginning here, collect all the medallions on the ground. Use a blizzard to freeze them into place. And then you can use 2 thunders to get a lot of the medallions out. But quickly move, quick run either way, because he will attack and hit you. I should have frozen there because you can actually, it'll give you enough time like there. It'll give you enough time to put the medallions in the chest. Do thunder on him to get the rest of the medallions. And this is where I bring in Donald, go into Flare Force, and quickly hit him there. Now, I did use all my magic. Normally here you can reflect his little move there and then knock him into the air. But instead, I just move backwards, and then I wait, and I move forwards. Normally, I wouldn't get hit by that, but I kept getting hit. I kept getting hit by that. Do 2 lock onto him, do 2 thunders, and then you'll be able to grab all these medallions here. Use a blizzard to freeze him. Now, he will go into an invincible mode when he does that, and the blizzard won't work. So you gotta wait until he's done with that. I tried to do a blizzard there, but then he went into that attack again, which is fine. Because then I'll be able to knock him up to the air, lock onto him, and then use 2 thunders. Well, in this case, I didn't have to use any because I already got all the medallions. Switch back to Donald. Go into Flare Force again. Now after this, normally you would go over to the crate over behind me, but I thought I had done enough damage to where he was going to go into his last form or his last phase, and I had to do a few combos on him. But when he goes into that phase, come over to the crates here. Hopefully Donald and Goofy will follow you, and they didn't. They didn't follow me. So they both got knocked out, so I wasn't able to go straight into Master Form. That will happen from time to time. But I used the potion to revive Donald, in which Donald, if you got cure on him, always revive Donald first, especially if Donald's got cure, because then he'll revive Goofy and you won't have to worry about that. But I had to revive both of them and then go into Master Form. And then just keep spamming him with Thunder. If your magic gets close to running out, then pop an ether. You can set ether to one of your shortcuts. Pop an ether, and you should be all right. I had to back up, and cause I got close. I used Blizzard there to freeze him. Grabbed the rest of those, and then put the medallions into the crate. And then he went right back to this mode. And normally, if I ran out of Master, I would finish him off with Donald's Flare Force, but I didn't run out of Master. So I just went ahead and finished him off with that. And then we got a fire element. Yeah, I made sure I had explosion on here because we're going to be needing it up here. So if you got a finisher, a magnet, and explosion, with all 3 of those combined, you can go straight into a magnet, into an explosion. And it's very useful for up here because we're going to be doing that experience boost thing like we did in Twilight. So I went to the shop here. I bought 30 ethers because we found that money pouch earlier. Later on, when I do find the other money pouch, I'll get like 30 more ethers and then like 20 more potions. Got an answer report there. Disney Castle has 4, which that's done with. And then we got the last proof. Now up here we got a little mini game. All you gotta do is just keep an eye on the red cube that's floating around. And then once it stops, go into any form. Valor. I would go into Valor or Wisdom because after this you'll kill a few Heartless and gain a few more experience that way. But as soon as it stops, go near the cube, pop into a drive form, and then it should get the cube real easily. So here I was able to get a few experience in Valor form. That's why I pop into Valor form there. Alright, so up here I'm going to do like we did in Twilight Town, where I'm going to take a few damage, or I'm going to take some damage. Which also, before doing this, make sure you put Tron and Goofy into Sora attack. Because if you don't, then they'll try to kill the Heartless and it takes forever to get the damage. So that's why I put them on Sora attack. And then afterwards just switch them back to technical attack. So here I did put on a few ethers. I'm going to be summoning Stitch so he can refill my health. But there are times where Stitch is too lazy to refill your health, so you'll have to pop an ether yourself. But here I go into a magnet, straight to explosion. and it kills them quickly, and you're able to gain a lot of experience. You're going to gain a lot of experience by doing this too. So until you activate the second panel over there, there's not going to be many Heartless here, but as soon as you activate the second panel, this place will be swarming with Heartless, and then your levels will go up even faster than what they are. So you can keep doing this for about maybe a minute. Don't let the time get down too short, because you need enough time to get over to the last panel to activate it. But you can sit here the whole time, do magnet into explosion. Or you could also do magnet burst too. That'll help out a lot as well. Or you could just do like magnet thunder, whatever works. But just enough to kill them and all that. Yeah, because you do gotta care. Another thing that Stitch is good for is, like I was showing in the world that never was, is that he'll bounce back enemy attacks. When these enemies try to attack you, Stitch will actually bounce that back, so you don't have to worry about taking damage from them. So as you see, I'm already up to level 44. Yeah, the most that I'll get to in levels is level 50. But there's another spot later on where we're going to be grinding. So I didn't really worry about that too much. Yeah, see, we had 11 seconds left, so I had to hurry up and get to the panel. Alright, so we got a few more checks to get, and then we got the boss fight. We got two right up here. Guardian Soul, Aerial Dodge. Alright, so for this next fight, the reason why I got Tron out is because I like using Tron's ability. At the start of the fight, immediately go, oh, we got another Thunder. Go into Tron's ability, and the clusters will actually chase down the enemy, or chase down the boss. And it'll do a lot of damage to him. And on top of that, I did a couple Thunders there at the beginning. But on top of that, you'll be in like an invincible mode until it runs out. So after you're done with as soon as you get out of the limit here, pop an ether. Because as soon as the attack is over with, you'll have your magic back. And then you're gonna do you're gonna freeze him. And then you'll be able to do some combo attacks on him. And then after that, he'll get out of it, go back into Tron's limit, and just keep repeating the process. Now there will be a time where he does become vulnerable to attack. And like you'll be attacking him and he won't be taking damage. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, you just won't be able to. Yeah, see, like right there, he's not taking in any damage. I think it's because the way he's frozen. I'm not sure. But as soon as he gets out of that, back up into the middle area here, because he'll do that. Grab the cloisters as much as you can. But yeah, back up to the middle area because he'll run around in a circle there and hit you. Go back into Tron's limit. Do it all over again. I think here you don't need to really pop an ether. Let me see if I do or not. But once he's close to being beaten here, then you don't really need to worry about ether. Yeah, I didn't pop an ether. So yeah, once he gets down to this point, then you don't really need to worry about popping ethers. But this should be able to finish him off anyway. Yep, there we go. Then we got a glide and then an HP increase. Alright, so now we're going to come back into this world. Also, you get the Full Bloom Plus, which that's very good on Sora. Alright, so this fight here, what I like to do is go into a Reflect and then straight into Flare Force. If you don't have Flare Force, you use Trinity Limit. If you don't have Trinity Limit, then you'll probably have to use Wisdom Form. But use something to where you can back up from enemies and attack them, because those one enemies right there, they will kill you instantly, especially if you come in here at low level. But yeah, I went straight into a flare force there, and which wiped out a lot of the enemies. Now that we got Tron back, we'll be able to use his ability again. Because up here, his limit is actually very good for getting through this next part. Though those purple enemies, when they attack you, they spam attack you, and they spam attack you till you're dead. So that's why I use like Tron's ability or Flare Force or something like that. But at the beginning here, I take out these Heartless here because they're not really too much of a threat. But once he comes out, yeah, I figured I was going to try to get a few attacks on him before going into Tron's limit. Yeah, I was able to take him out. Yeah, I was trying to hold off on using Tron's limit as much as possible. The only bad part with that was Tron got knocked out. But yeah, I had to use a potion on Tron. But if it comes to it, at the beginning of the fight, you go into Tron's limit, pop an ether, or two. Actually, we'll probably have to pop 2 ethers, and then go back into Tron's limit again, and should be able to wipe out all these guys. But yeah, that's exactly why I use something like this, because they are very, very hard to deal with. Yep, so just go into the next area here. Up here is going to be the same thing. We can use Tron's ability. Now, I set ethers. I think I set ethers. Yeah. Yeah, normally I'll set 2 ethers on Tron, and then set ethers on Sora. And then basically here at the beginning, like in the first fight, use a reflect, and then go straight into Tron's limit. And as soon as you get out of Tron's limit, pop another ether. Hopefully Tron will throw an ether at you. And then you could repeat that process over again as well. But you could also use like Flare Force. Or if you got Genie, you can use Genie. Genie's always been good here as well. You just gotta be very careful because of stuff like that. I try to wait as long as I can. This was also a good place to get a little bit of experience. The only problem is that they do drop green orbs, and your health gets refilled very quickly. So that's why I don't do the experience boost here. But if you do get hit, I mean, you're getting experience anyway. Yeah, if Tron doesn't give you, Tron doesn't pop an ether on you, then you'll have to use 2 yourself. Go straight back into Tron's limit. This should be the last time. There we go. So up here we got 4 checks we can get. Save the king. Guard break. Guard break's pretty good. I don't really use it that much. Auto final. And mithril stone. Alright, so up here I equip everybody with potions. Because in this fight we do gotta keep Tron alive. So if I can, I like to rotate between Donald and Goofy. So that way if something does happen to Tron, I can switch to Donald and heal Tron. So at the start here, going to Tron's limit, to wipe out a lot of these Heartless and do a lot of damage to Fox, I think, and Spark or something. But as soon as the limit's done, then you're gonna have to keep attacking him until he's dead. Also, after this, be popping ether because we're gonna need it for the beginning of the next fight. Yeah, so just keep attacking him and it should wipe him out. So at the start here, quick run all the way to his legs because he will do an attack at the very beginning. And it does do a lot of damage. Attack his legs. Now, if he gets ready to throw his hands up in the air and do an attack, then do a reflect. I think I showed off here. And then you can use reflect here on the things over there to do damage to his head. But just keep attacking his legs. You keep attacking him, and once he's knocked out, then you'll be able to attack these. Go into Tron's limit. It's Tron's thing. Now, once his health gets to the end of this bar here, close to the end of this bar here, you want to let go. And then go into a reflex. And then just keep moving around, dodge these lasers right here. And once the other guy wakes up, he'll throw up a wall like that. And then use triangle twice, which I was trying to switch to Donald and forgot to do that. Yeah, when he does that attack, you have to go into a reflex. But I was trying to switch to Donald, which I couldn't get it off in time. But if you hit triangle twice, it'll knock him out instantly. You don't have to worry about him. So yeah, if that is happening after you knock him out, keep doing that because it'll do damage to it and it'll knock the barriers down faster. Yeah, I didn't get it in time. He can get very trolling and do that like several times over and over, so you gotta be careful to take a lot of damage. This right here should finish him off. There we go. And we got HP and strength beyond strength, which is nothing. Alright, so up next we got Olympus Coliseum. Run up and talk to Meg. So in this part here, if you don't have glide, there's a Heartless up here that will do damage to you. As long as you stick to the left wall like that, you should be able to avoid them and not have to worry about them. Click the rest of the chest here. Jump over the Heartless like that, yeah. Collect these chests here. Now, the reason why I didn't collect the chest out there is because there's Heartless that will spawn and do damage to you, so you just go out, come back in after collecting the chest, and you should be alright. Alright, so up next we got Hades Escape. Not much you can do here, you just have to do so much damage to him before it brings you over to the next scene. Well, hit him a few times, you can't do damage to him. Alright, so I keep Orin and take Donald out. Because I like using Orin's limit here. Now, I do have the Olympus Stone. When you have the Olympus Stone, you'll be able, as you can see, I got my whole drive. I have all my drives. So you'll be able to use them if you have the stone. But I just do a reflect on these guys. Keep attacking them. Yeah, I just go into magnet, reflect, all that, and it takes out these guys quickly. And then here I just go into orange limit and it just wipes them all out. I'm so used to coming through here without the Olympus Stone, so I don't really ever use drives here anyways. Alright, so up here we got servers to deal with. At the start, I usually just walk up to him, hit him, jump up, hit him with the keyblade a few times, and then go into a reflect as he's about to attack. And then just spam him with thunder. So I'm about down to 1 HP, or 1 MP. And then I'll go into orange limit to finish him off. But I had enough thunders there to take care of him. Yeah, so if the thunders don't do anything, then just finish him off with orange limit and you should be alright. Alright, so up here, this is where all the draws will come into play. Any draws that you have, equip them all as much as you can. Also, if you have magnet burst or explosion, that'll help out a lot too. So the goal here is the first one, we got to get 20 pots, which isn't too long. Make sure any combos or anything that you have, make sure that they're turned off, because it just makes it easier if you can go straight into an explosion or magnet burst real quickly. The more combos you have on, the longer it's going to take. That's why you don't see me use too much combos. It's much easier to go into the finisher a lot of times. A lot of times combos can be good, it just depends on the fight. Yeah, that's just pretty much the whole thing. Just make sure you hit like a whole group of them at once, and you'll be able to get a lot of orbs and the draws. As you see up there, yeah, I use the magnet burst strat. Cosmic darts, that's a good one. We got a chest here, AP boost. There's a chest down here. Yeah, that's our last fire. Damage control. Lost illusion. Okay, so just run around here, grab all the chests. Sky belt, that's a good armor. Combo boost. Alright, so next we got Demics. If you have Flare Force, immediately go into a Flare Force, as it'll wipe out a lot of these clones. If not, you just have to hit one of them with the Keyblade, and then use the triangle to fling them around and take out the forms that way. But Flare Force will take out a whole bunch of them at once. Oh yeah, with Flare Force, go immediately into the finisher of it, because the other part of Flare Force, I don't think it'll do too much to it. But I'll let it get down, I wait till my magic comes back, and then I use Flare Force again to take the rest of them out. Also, it's good if you have a lot of, like, MP Rage. Oh, we just got the membership card. That'll open up that door in Hollow Bastion. But if you got a lot of like MP Rage or anything to make your MP go down faster, then I would always have that equipped, except for one fight, and then I'll clean that later. Alright, so Pete, going to a magnet. Did I do Flare Force here? Yeah. Yeah, with Pete, it's going to a magnet Flare Force, or a magnet drive, anything to get rid of him faster, all the thunders, anything. So here, at the start, going to a Flare Force or Trinity Limit. Trinity Limit is also very good for Pete, or for this fight as well. So yeah, get on the back. use the reaction command here, and then take out these 3 heads. By that time, your magic, you don't need to use the ether. By that time, your magic will be back. At least by the time you get to the 3rd one, it's either close to back or back already. You don't really have to use the ether. But if you don't have Flare Force, just go into Thunder. And I believe I finished him off with Trinity, or not Trinity Limit, but Limit Form. Oh no, okay. I know that's what I normally use, Limit Form. But seeing that I have Flare Force, I just finished him off that way. Hit him with a bunch of Thunders and Flare Force. Wisdom Form will actually work as well. Alright, so we got part 2 of this. So here you just gotta go through the Hades Cup. Magnet is probably the best here. Magnet is an explosion. And it'll take them all out. Same thing with this one, just magnet. So up here, this is where we're going to be using final form again. We got a bunch of nobodies up there to deal with. So here you'll see the absent silhouette book. Or is it there? No, okay, we have to beat the world first, that's right. But this is where normally one of the absent silhouettes is. And it's that book guy, I forget his name. But we'll be back here later to fight him. Yeah, I used final form here. I would have used fire, but I didn't have it equipped, so I just went into a magnet. Magnet works great here too. Alright, so now we got the Hades fight. It's going to be the same thing as in the last world. You can only hit him so many times before it takes you to the next scene. And it also kind of like back in Port Royal. This is where I put potions on everybody. And I'm going to be rotating between Orin and Donald. Just to keep Donald alive, and then I'll use Donald for his Flare Force. Cosmic Arts is always good. If you have Cosmic Arts Full Bloom Plus and then Shadow Archive, always equip those. Those are really great to have.
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, just keep attacking Hades. Gotta try to dodge his fireballs. I got lucky there.
That's it.
Alright, so at the start, Hercules will throw out these balls. Just fling them back at Hades. It makes him vulnerable, and then go into Donald's flare. Yeah, using ether. And this is where I like to switch out between Donald and Orin. I wait till he's vulnerable, and I didn't have my MP back, so I can't bring out Donald again.
That's it.
Yeah, stay away from that, because he'll go into his fire mode and go back into invincible mode. So, after like the first combo, just stay away from him, because he'll do that with the first Flare Force. Combos, other drives will work as well in this fight too. Really, this is kind of the best way. I try to get him to where I and get him before he went full fire. Right back into flare force. Yeah, that's why I didn't finish him off. I figured he was going to use his fire thing right there. Yeah, it wasn't much to it, so I just finished him off with the combo. Alright, so up next we got Olympus Coliseum. Run up and talk to Meg. So in this part here, if you don't have glide, there's a Heartless up here that will do damage to you. As long as you stick to the left wall like that, you should be able to avoid them and not have to worry about them. Collect the rest of the chest here. Jump over the Heartless like that, yeah. Collect these chests here. Now, the reason why I didn't collect the chest out there is because there's Heartless that will spawn and do damage to you, so you just go out, come back in after collecting the chest, and you should be alright. Alright, so up next we got Hades Escape. Not much you can do here, you just have to do so much damage to him before it brings you over to the next scene. Well, hit him a few times, you can't do damage to him. Alright, so I keep Orange and take Donald out, because I like using orange limit here. Now, I do have the Olympus Stone. When you have the Olympus Stone, you'll be able, as you can see, I got my whole drive. I have all my drives. So you'll be able to use them if you have the stone. But I just do a reflect on these guys. Keep attacking them. Yeah, I just go into magnet, reflect, all that, and it takes out these guys quickly. And then here I just go into orange limit and it just wipes them all out. I'm so used to coming through here without the Olympus Stone, so I don't really ever use drives here anyways. Alright, so up here we got servers to deal with. At the start, I usually just walk up to him, hit him, jump up, hit him with the keyblade a few times, and then go into a reflect as he's about to attack. And then just spam him with thunder. So I'm about down to 1 HP, or 1 MP. And then I'll go into orange limit to finish him off. But I had enough thunders there to take care of him. Yeah, so if the thunders don't do anything, then just finish him off with orange limit and you'll be alright. Alright, so up here, this is where all the draws will come into play. Any draws that you have, equip them all as much as you can. Also, if you have magnet burst or explosion, that'll help out a lot too. So the goal here is the first one, we got to get 20 pots, which isn't too long. Make sure any combos or anything that you have, make sure that they're turned off, because it just makes it easier if you can go straight into an explosion or magnet burst real quickly. The more combos you have on, the longer it's going to take. That's why you don't see me use too much combos. It's much easier to go into the finisher a lot of times. A lot of times combos can be good, it just depends on the fight. Yeah, that's just pretty much the whole thing. Just make sure you hit like a whole group of them at once and you'll be able to get a lot of orbs. And the draws. As you see up there, yeah, I used the magnet burst strat. Cosmic Arts, that's a good one. We got a chest here, AP boost. There's a chest down here. Yeah, that's our last fire. Damage control. Lost illusion. It should just run around here, grab all the chests. Sky belt, that's a good armor. Combo boost. Alright, so next we got Demics. If you have Flare Force, immediately go into a Flare Force, as it'll wipe out a lot of these clones. If not, you just have to hit one of them with the Keyblade, and then use the triangle to fling them around and take out the forms that way. But Flare Force will take out a whole bunch of them at once. Oh yeah, with Flare Force, go immediately into the finisher of it, because the other part of Flare Force, I don't think it'll do too much to it. But I'll let it get down, I wait till my magic comes back, and then I use Flare Force again to take the rest of them out. Also, it's good if you have a lot of, like, MP Rage. Oh, we just got the membership card. That'll open up that door in Hollow Bastion. But if you got a lot of, like, MP Rage or anything to make your MP go down faster, then I would always have that equipped, except for one fight, and then I'll clean that later. Alright, so Pete, going to a magnet. I think, did I do Flare Force here? Yeah. Yeah, with Pete, just going to a magnet Flare Force, or a magnet drive, anything to get rid of him faster, all the thunders, anything. So here, at the start, going to a Flare Force or Trinity Limit. Trinity Limit is also very good for Pete or for this fight as well. So yeah, get on the back. Use the reaction command here. And then take out these 3 heads. By that time, your magic, you don't need to use the ether. By that time, your magic will be back. At least by the time you get to the 3rd one, it's either close to back or back already. You don't really have to use your ether. But if you don't have Flare Force, just go into Thunders. And I believe I finished him off with Trinity, or not Trinity Limit, but Limit Form. Oh no, okay. I know that's what I normally use, is Limit Form. But seeing that I have Flare Force, I just finish him off that way. Hit him with a bunch of Thunders and then Flare Force. Wisdom Form will actually work as well. Alright, so we got part 2 of this. So here, you just gotta go through the Hades Cup. Magnet is probably the best here. Magnet into an explosion. And it'll take them all out. Same thing with this one, just magnet. So up here, this is where we're going to be using Final Form again. We got a bunch of nobodies up here to deal with. So here you'll see the Absent Silhouette book. Or is it there? No, okay, we have to beat the world first, that's right. But this is where normally one of the Absent Silhouettes is. And it's that book guy, I forget his name. We'll be back here later to fight him.
Light.
So yeah, I used final form here.
Yeah.
I would have used fire, but I didn't have it equipped, so I just went into a magnet. Magnet works great here too.
Gather. Yeah.
Alright, so now we got the Hades fight. It's going to be the same thing as in the last world. You can only hit him so many times before it takes you to the next scene. And also, kind of like back in Port Royal, this is where I put potions on everybody. And I'm going to be rotating between Orin and Donald. Just to keep Donald alive, and then I'll use Donald for his Flare Force. Cosmic Arts is always good. If you have Cosmic Arts Full Bloom Plus and then Shadow Archive, always equip those. Those
That's
are
it.
really great to have.
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that. Is that all you got?
So yeah, just keep attacking Hades. Gotta try to dodge his fireballs. I got lucky there.
That's it.
Alright, so at the start, Hercules will throw out these balls, just fling them back at Hades. And make him vulnerable, and then go into Donald's flare. Yeah, using ether. And this is where I like to switch out between Donald and Orin. I wait till he's vulnerable, and I didn't have my MP back, so I couldn't bring out Donald again.
That's it.
Yeah, stay away from that, because he'll go into his fire mode and go back into invincible mode. So, after like the first combo, just stay away from him, because he'll do that on the first Flare Force. Combos, other drives will work as well in this fight too. Really, this is kind of the best way. I try to get him to where I can get him before he went full fire. Right back into Flare Force. Yeah, that's why I didn't finish him off. I figured he was going to use his fire thing right there. Yeah, it wasn't much to it, so I just finished him off with the combo. Alright, so up next, we got Agrabah Part 2. Yeah, so here I do take out Aladdin because we really don't need him anymore. So up here we got, actually first of all, we got this little guy. Yeah, you store that with Thunder, you grab him like that, and then you'll be able to gain some experience from it. Also, as you saw, I took a lot of damage there. Same thing, if you're down to like half damage, then you'll be able to gain double the experience from it, or whatever, but I took the damage afterwards, so I didn't get it. So here, all we gotta do is just defeat a whole bunch of Heartless. Just go into like a magnet explosion, magnet thunder, or whatever works. So up ahead, you have to chase Jafar all around the area here. But in Randomizer, they changed it to where you only have to get up to Jafar here. And I believe just chase him down to the end of... Yeah, you don't even have to chase him at all. You just make your way down to the end here. Yeah, usually there's like a little chase scene here with Jafar. You just make your way down to the end and you don't have to worry about that. Same thing here. We just got to defeat a whole bunch of Heartless.
Gather. This is it. Gather. Gather.
Yeah, if Magnet and Explosion don't work, then I would just probably use Thunder or Reflect. Those guys will shoot out their little crystals at you. You can just reflect them back and it'll kill them that way. Alright, so here we got 3 like magic things that we gotta take care of. One is thunder, the other is blizzard, and then the other one is fire.
Gather.
So I like to take out these heartless here first because they'll get in the way of trying to do my magic up here. So be careful with your magic usage unless you've got ether, which I think I might have had top one. No wait, I didn't. Okay. Sometimes I do have the top one. But you thunder that one.
Gather.
You take out these heartless here. It's just so they don't get in the way. And then this one up here is blizzard. This can be a pain sometimes. You have to be in the right position to shoot the blizzard right at it. So here, seeing that I didn't have fire in my shortcut, I just go into the magic menu, get fire that way, and then here you don't have to worry about the heartless whatsoever. Once you get down here, wait about a split second, and then use fire on that, and you should be alright. You don't have to worry about the heartless or anything. So I like to do that in that order here, because then this will take us to the exit right up here. And then lastly, for this section, we got the escape. Which is not much here to do, just knock the heartless out of the way. And just try to avoid the pillars falling and everything. So yeah, just take out the heartless with the keyblade. You can't use magic. Those guys can be trolly sometimes. You gotta be right on them in order to knock them out of the way. I usually go for them as quickly as possible because they do a lot more damage than any other heartless. So here I just stick all the way to the right down, avoid that one, and then pretty much left up right there, right down. If you can time it just right, you can knock one heartless into that fat bandit there. Left down here. You can knock you can knock the heartless to that fat bandit there. And there's another one up here that you can knock a heartless to a fat bandit there. Very hard to get. Like, yeah, okay, that one I did get. A lot of times I do miss that. So as you can see, we made it past level 50. I will show off another way to gain some experience with these, and that'll be in Twilight 3. Yeah, as you see, it's very hard to hit the enemies sometimes. But you just gotta try to be like right on them and hit them. These guys, I think, can re-shot depending on your health. Like I said, puzzle pieces don't matter. And that one was just in the way, so I grabbed it. Alright, and then now that leaves Jafar. This fight, you can pretty much do this without him going into his DM, but you have to be a little precise on it. He can only take so much damage before he goes into his DM, so that way you're going to see me stop attacking him at some point, and there's good reason why.
All shall bend to my will.
So here at the start, just go down to his belly, attack his belly. Knock him out. Hit him in the head. Now there's going to be a point here where I'm going to stop attacking him. And the reason being is because if I go any further, then he's going to go right into his DM. And we don't want that. If all plays out right, we should be able to finish this without him going into his DM whatsoever. Reflect right there because he'll do something. I don't know what he does. But yeah, just reflect right there. Sometimes you can't do damage to him, but just keep doing like a combo move on him and you'll be able to finally start doing damage to him. Form around like that and then we should be able to finish him off right here. And that is how you skip his DM. There's going to be another fight here later on in Pride Land, so we're going to do the same thing. Which is where we're going next. Now this is where we left off with the hyenas, now we're going to fight the hyenas. This is why I waited for like a good thunder of some sort, because thunder here will take him out easily. There's another shot where you can do like a magnet and reflect and do that over and over again, and it wipes him out. But for some reason it wasn't working for me, so I just do the thunder shot here. So hit the thunder on him, walk up, attack him. He'll run away, and then hit another thunder on him. You'll have to use a couple Easters here as well. And then you should be able to wipe him out easily. And then next we got Jafar. Or not Jafar. I can't think of his name now. Scar. We just fought Jafar. So I put Ethers on Simba, Donald, and Sora. Because here we're going to be using Simba's limit to fight off Scar. I do a couple of thunders there at the beginning. This helps down to there. I go into Simba's limit. Now I think I did get hit here a few times. So hopefully Simba and Donald will throw Ethers at you. That way you don't have to use any. But if you have to, if you're not throwing Ethers, then you'll have to use Ethers yourself. Go straight back into Simba's limit. Now here he's going to go into his demon mode. And what you got to do here is reflect it. Or you like to come over here to the end of the thing here. And then he'll go straight into his DM. Yeah, see I got hit there. But the goal here is just to reflect it like that. And you won't be able to get hit. And then he'll stop right around here, and then you can go straight into the, or you can go straight into the Simba's limit again to finish him off. Yeah, if you don't have reflect, then you're just gonna have to dodge around him. Use line dash when he comes close to you, and then you dodge away. Checking my keyblade to see what I have. Now here, oh, also in the Jafar fight, you can put on like combo boosts and all that. That should help out a lot. I was thinking about that because here I do, with this boss, put on all my combos and everything. Because that'll help out a lot as well. I always do that. You have to go into Rafiki's little place here first before you can move on. I always forget about that. So you're gonna have a Scar Ghost chasing you the whole time. Don't worry about it. Just keep running and you won't have to worry about him. So here we're supposed to fight 3 hyenas, all 3 of the hyenas. But in the randomizer here, we only gotta fight 1. So just do a thunder, do a couple of thunders on them, and then when your health gets down to there, you can go straight to Simba's limit and you'll finish them off. So I sped this part up here because now all we got to do is just make our way back to the I think what was it, Oasis? To where we first met Simba. Okay, so yeah, this is where I did put on all my combos. This will definitely help for the next fight. Try to see what good Keyblade I had. Winterproof. That had item boost on it, so that's why I put that on. Item boost is very good because when you, it won't take as long for your magic to fill right back up. So I put potions on Simba because in case he takes damage, he'll refill his health. You need Simba here. So at the beginning here, all you gotta do is just do the react command. I like to tap triangle the whole time. And then we get to this part here, and then it'll knock him down. To go straight for his eye right here, I would go for this eye right over here. You can go for both, either or. but this side is actually closer, so I can push this one. So when you're fighting him, you can hit square to do like a spiral attack on him, and it actually does a lot more damage on him. So here, seeing that we did a lot of damage to him with those attacks, we'll immediately get thrown off to the second we can do. So up here, we gotta wait for him to jump down, and then go and attack his eye. But at the same time, you gotta be careful. There's those fires coming. So as you see, I used the flesh right there. Those fires do a lot of damage to you, so you gotta kind of reflect at the right time. And then even after he runs away like that, you gotta use reflect damage on those fires. And then we're gonna go back into the reactor command. Now here, it's just kind of like before. I will stop attacking at some point because you can only do so much damage to him. You can only finish him off when you get on his back. So that's why I stopped attacking. I had to wait to get on his back to finish him off.
Take this.
Yeah, attack the eye. As you're attacking, you tap square to do like a barrel attack there. So here, if Simba's knocked out, go ahead and revive Simba here. You'll have enough time to do it. So we just gotta wait for him to spawn like this, and then we'll be able to get on his back. Now you'll have enough time to just wait for him to the point where you can lock onto him before you start attacking him. When you're able to lock onto him, then you'll be able to finish him off like that. You'll have enough time to do that. So don't worry about the limit gauge. Alright, so now we got Twilight 3. This is the last place to where there's a good grinding spot that we'll be able to level up. Even though I was past level 50, I did want to show off a good spot where you can grind. And you can also get final form with this as well. So we come into this area here. We got a few checks we can make here. So yeah, you just and it's not the actual final form. But yeah, you go in that order to grab the chest, and it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, Donald and Goofy die to those guys all the time, but as long as you stay to the left, you'll be alright. And just kind of glide your way through. You get flat shot there, that's pretty good. I don't mind flat shot. I don't use it a lot. Oh, we got the other item boost. Another draw. So yeah, it doesn't matter the order that you get the chest here. You can do it however way that you want. But usually to me that's the fastest way. Alright, so up here make sure you got fire boosts, any drive form boost, drive boost, anything like that. Equip all those form boosts. Just right up here we're going to be doing the same shot we did in Twilight 2. We're going to have to take so much damage. Yeah, so here's a good way to take a lot of damage. Go straight into final form and let that guy hit you with his attack. So here, we could just start attacking him. Use fires on him. You'll probably have to use ether as soon as you have to start getting low. And this is pretty much the whole thing. Just keep fire things, spamming them, and you'll be alright. Now, as soon as the fight's over, if you have 3 or more drive raids, be alright to go in and get the chest and make it to the other area before the drive runs out. But if your drive is less than that, then you might want to head over to the save, exit out, and come back in, which is in the white room. Guard recipe there. Oh, to note, in this room here, if you have any drive converters or anything like that, this is a good spot to do master form. They'll drop so much orbs, and it's a fast way to get master form. Got a weapon for Donald. Yeah, if you got enough gauge here, you should be alright to make it to where all the characters are. So yeah, pick Seesaw Ice Cream. And then now, this is the spot to where we can grind. Same thing, we gotta just take so much damage. Those guys do kill real fast, so I like to come in here. That dancer right there is a one-shot. As long as you got second chance and once more on, when he grabs you, he'll pretty much take all your damage except for one. So that's the best way that I take damage. And you just fire spam these. Not only do you gain experience from doing this, but you also gain the final form experience as well. And keep doing this over and over and over. Yes, I did come in here. I think I did show off one more spot though, where you can grind as well. So once you go into that room there that I went into, you'll get your whole drive back. And then you can just come out and redo it again.
Light.
So yeah, just like that. You can go in and out like that. Get your drive form back. And then come over here and grind. This is like the fastest way to get final form up and yeah, I kind of made myself a little too overpowered here. I'm like seven levels ahead. Those guys there, you just reflect as soon as they're about to come down and wipe out a lot of them. So here, if I try to get as many magnets as I possibly can before doing this, I got Magna right now. So this, we can go into a magnet, explosion, and it wipes them all out quickly. That's all you got to do here is just magnet, explosion.
Gather.
To be able to wipe them out all easily. Same thing with this next fight. If you got Magna Guff, or Magna, you can do magic, or magnet explosion, whole time. If you don't have that, the best thing to do is just go into limit form. Do it that way. This is another place where you can level up limit form. You won't be able to go into final form here if you don't have knowledge. So limit form is probably the best. And then of course, Trinity limit's pretty good. Thunders, blizzards. Alright, so now we got Land of Dragons 2. This is probably one of my favorite worlds right here. So up here, what I like to do is if I got Thunders, I'll use Thunders on Riku here. I'll go into like a Trinity limit, and then I'll go into limit form. So, yeah, just keep away from him. He'll try to do like, if you're too far from him, he'll do an attack speed where he plays the speed that you try to hit you. But other than that, I just, Thunders, Trinity limit, and then limit form. And you don't have to fully beat him, you only have to get himself down to like there and then finish him off that way. So we don't need ping for this section because of the enemies that are coming up here. Flare Force is probably the best thing, or Trinity limit. Or one of your drive forms. We got another one of those enemies right there, where you get a lot of experience.
Let's go.
Yeah, I believe I do show off all the places where those things are, and then you can just gain experience that way as well. So I go into a reflect right here. You have to quickly go. You do have to quickly go into like a flare force or something like that. That's what you want, because Donald will get knocked out real quickly. So I kind of pushed it a little bit.
This is it.
But yeah, you want to go into a flare force as quickly as you can. I would wait for that to reflect in order to go into a flare force. Alright, up here we got a whole bunch of nobodies, so this is another good spot where you can do final form. I think I had, yeah, I had magnet gun earlier, so I had to do the magnet gun. But
Gather.
if not, then yeah, the same thing with fire. Thunder works too. In this room, you got a bunch of tech. Now, what I was talking about before, that thing you fight, where I think there's like a, we got another report, that there's like a little trick that you can do to get into the throne room quickly. This is the throne room that you get in like very early. You know how to do that. I will leave a link in the description below of somebody that knows how to do that. Alright, so we got the boss fight here. I'm staying in final form here because what I can do at the beginning, use the reaction command, grab onto him, and then as soon as he goes and does that, let go, and then start going into reflect while in final form. And this will do a lot of damage to him. These beams of light will come down, and as you're in the reflect and then let go, it'll do a lot of damage to him. So hang on again after a certain amount of time, let go, and then you should be able to keep doing that until he drops down like that. Revert out of final form. And he's going to do those thunder attacks right here. Then he's going to do this move right here. Do the reaction command. Go into flare force. And then attack him at the same time and be able to do enough damage to shoot him. If not, he'll do his DM move where he goes to a corner, brings out those lights, and then you probably have to use a form to do them that way. Alright, so here's the most pain world that we got right now. Beast Castle number 2.
Gather.
This is where everybody's least favorite fight comes into play, and that's all of it. Yeah, just do a magnet. Final form works there as well, but you could just do a magnet. Okay, he did pop up. I was gonna say this is one of those rooms where you can get to grab one of these guys and gain it.
Take this. Let's go.
So we just gotta head to Beast Room up here. He'll have a few items that he'll give to us. So yeah, I don't use Beast here because he's actually really useless at this point. So here it's a bunch of other nobodies. You can just go into final form, flare force, whatever, magnet. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was gonna say I did go into final form, but I just want to wipe out of going into form. I go into final form because I will be taking it into the boss right here, as it'll be very useful. Now here is a very, very tricky fight. So at the start here, you want to wait a certain amount of time. As soon as you see the learn pop up, reflect it, or reflect that, and then you should be able to get him that way. Do a couple of combos on him until he breaks out like that. I was able to do some more combos on him real quick. I got lucky with that. But as soon as you break out, he'll do that, revert out, jump at a certain time like that, and then keep tapping triangle to gain the learn. And then just stay away from him. You can only get up to 9 learns. And then, as you gotta do reflect there, and then just use the learns on him. He did that. As soon as he does that, he's invincible, and he can't really do anything. I don't know why I kept going. But, actually, I do know why I kept going, because I was invincible at that point too. For some reason, he's invincible when he does that. We'll reflect that. Magnet will bait him out like that. It'll actually make him go into like white light move. So that's why I was trying to use magnet on him. But he went and did something else instead. Normally it does work. there, I just tried to do the rest of the runs that they got me earlier on him, and then went into a flare force like that, and then I got him that. The fight will take a lot of practice. Alright, so up next we got Marluxia. Now here you want to make sure you have guard, reflect, at least a very good reflect. I'm going to put potions on Sora and a couple of ethers. So you want guard, you want good reflect, and that should be about it really. And then flare force could help here somewhat, but at the beginning here you want to guard his attack. Keep guarding and then do a combo on him. Here, if you do aerial dodge, you should be able to get out of that, but I forgot to do that. Guard this attack here, and then you'll get the reaction command, restore count. So any damage that you take, it'll restore that count there. I believe you can do up to 2 combos here. I did one, okay. But yeah, you do an aerial dodge like that, and you should be able to get past this attack. Guard that. I thought I could get him for a combo, but I couldn't. So yeah, this is pretty much the beginning of the fight here. Just guard his attack there. Throw his lance back at him, and then you'll be able to... Yep, I did use flare force. And you should be able to get your count back. Yeah, I was a little too late on that. Alright, so when he heads to the center there, just go over to this area here to an open space, start reflecting, and then you'll be able to do some damage to him. Now, only do like 1 or 2 hits on him, because if you go inside the bubble there, then it'll kill you instantly. So yeah, just reflect. I like to glide until he releases that and then drop down and yeah, do a reflect there. Reflect that. And then you'll be able to get a combo hit on him. Now here in a second, he's going to go into his final DM stage right here. Keep running around in a circle like this, and as soon as he pulls his lance back, start using reflect on him. Yeah, I was a little too late on that one. But as soon as he does pull his lance back, start spamming reflect and you'll be able to guard it. Yeah, I was a little late on that one too.
It's over. It's over.
I think I finally did get it up here though. No. I know I got it soon. Yeah, so that I just normally reflect until he comes out of that. I didn't have time to heal myself because he was too busy attacking me. There we go.
Okay.
So there, I finally was able to get a potion in. So yeah, just keep going into a circle like this. As soon as he puts his lance back, reflect it. And then I just went straight into a flare force. And, oh, no, it didn't finish him off. But I think I got him with this final attack here. Yeah. And then that's Marluxia. You get a couple items there. Alright, so now we're going to do the absent silhouette of this world. This is... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I did that earlier. Okay. This is a reflect fight. Reflect will help out... Will help with doing a lot of damage to this enemy. So make sure you got potions on and ethers. You probably put potions on Donald and Goofy as well. So in the beginning here, he's going to fling you back. Walk up to him, start reflecting until the active man pops up like that. Hit triangle, do a combo on him. And then when he attacks like that, go into a reflect, keep reflecting like that. Let go of the reflect at some point, then it'll do some damage to him. Push you back like that. Keep reflecting. Always stay close to him when he's attacking you. That way, when he releases those rocks and everything, you can just go into a reflex and guard those. Make sure you have on like MP rage and all that stuff, as that'll help too. So when he goes back like this, he'll come forward and just reflect it. Keep reflecting until the triangle command pops up. Now here, once you get his bar down to here, you can go into a form and just finish him off that way. I usually like to use limit form here. And we get a couple items there. Alright, so this is where I was talking about the absent silhouette earlier. Oh yeah, there's these guys right here too. Now this next fight, it's a bit hard to do, but I'm going to use final form in this fight and reflect. So at the beginning, he's going to trap Donald or Goofy in a book. And you got to destroy that book to release them. And then you'll be able to go into final form. Also, I do fire there because we'll be able to attack him with the fire strat. But he does break out of it and goes into a CM, and then we get sucked into that other world. And I pretty much at that point start reflecting until I get the books, and then try to go after the book that he's in. And then he went into his other DM to where we go through the 3 little portal things. Okay, he's gonna trap Goofy there. Get Goofy out. Go into final form. Start using fire on him. He trapped me. He got me. So I just start reflecting here until I can get to the book that he's in. You try to do a few attacks to get to the right book as well. And then I was able to get out of that. And then I just went to like a fire spam right here. Try to ether up, but I didn't have enough time to do that, so I had to get out of it. Yeah, so he went into his other DM right here. You just gotta wait until the blue circle is lit up and then head towards that blue circle right there. And you should be able to be fine on that one. As soon as you get out of it, attack the book. And then go into a triangle command. It should warp you back, but I got stuck with it. And yeah, he got me with that, and I got stuck for a few minutes with this. Luckily, thank God for second chance and once more. I was trying to get him with the reaction command D spell. And then he got me with the book again. Yeah, this was fully as hell. I thought I would have gone to like the flare force to finish him off, but I guess I couldn't.
It's over.
There we go. Yeah, that's when I just decided to just go into a flare force to finish him off. That fight can be really hard to deal with a lot of times. You just gotta reflect the books and try to get to the right book, and then try to get to the right circle in time. Alright, so this one's a little bit easier. This one we can use final form and the fire spam again. So I set final form there to have it ready for when I need it. Got to start going to final form. Start attacking his shield here until it's knocked out. And then start using the fire on him the whole time. Pop an ether if you need to, and then you be able to finish them off like that. And then we get another answer report. Pride Lands only had 3 texts, which we got all 3 of them. Larxene, okay. Here, I don't know a good way of beating her, so I do use the duck flare strat. I pretty much just spam her with duck flare until I can beat her. But I had to go back and buy some ethers.
Donald.
So yeah, the boss fight, the room before the boss fight is where the Larxene portal is. You just have to walk up to the terminal there, activate it, and then, what was it? Not the garden, but the other one you go into. And that'll be the Larxene fight right there. Put ethers on Donald and Goofy. light cycle. That was it. So at the beginning here, go straight into a flare force. Let it go for as long as you can, and then go into the finisher, or let it go into the finisher by itself. And just keep throwing ethers at yourself. Hopefully Donald and Goofy will too. And this is pretty much the whole fight. Just use flare force, take her out. Once I figure out the other strat, I'll make a video of that as well. Same with the Zexian fight. I'll learn that a little bit better, and then I'll make a video of that as well. But yeah, Loxine, I just like to use Flare Force, especially since she goes into a mode here that kind of makes her invincible, and it does a lot of damage to her, so it'll make you invincible. Yeah, right here, she goes into that move right there. It won't do damage to her, but at least you're invincible and you won't have to worry too much about dodging the attacks or anything. And I just went to final form there to try to finish her off. Oh no, I went to final form to get the magic back and then use Flare Force on her, but Donald got knocked out. So I just revive him with the potion and went into Flare Force. I'll get my drive back, so I wasn't too worried about it. It's cheap, but it's a good way to get through her. Alright, so now we got the last place in Pooh. Not much here. We got 2 checks we can get here. And then we can go up to Pooh and do the final mini game, which is just try to get the pot off of his head. Just let the gauge reach full like that, hit triangle, and then you can throw the pot right off of him. Okay, so lastly we got the world that never was. We get to finish this up now. So earlier with the whole Zigbar thing, I did not want to do that yet because I didn't have the tools for it. But now that we got the tools, they take off any MP haste, MP rage, anything like that. You can put on more combos if you want to. Make sure all form boosts are on, drive boosts. Even on Keyblades. So yeah, here in Keyblades, I'm looking to see if I got like drive boost, form boost. And we're going to be using final form in this fight. And the berserk charge. Make sure you have berserk charge on. When we got berserk charge in the beginning, I said we'll be using that much later. This is where we're going to be using berserk charge. So when you lose all your MP and you have berserk charge on, Sora will not go into a finisher whatsoever, and you can just endlessly combo him. Also, go through the synthesis shop here as you can get defense boost, power boost, all that. And then if you got enough synthesis items, you can also get an item from it too. Another accessory, accessory? Yeah. The soldier's earring. That's why I said the synthesis items are good and bad for getting. You get so much, and then you can get the soldier's earrings from it. Put on any magic boost, defense boost, power boost, AP boost if you need it. Alright, so I did a few versions of this fight so you guys know exactly how to fight them off. But at the beginning here, you want to move forward or move side. You can either move to forward towards him or to the left side like I did there, and just keep reflecting those back at him. To here, do a reflect. You're gonna do 3 reflects. Pop into final form.
So what do you think?
Heal yourself. Do a cure because you gotta waste all your magic. And cure is like the only way to really get rid of all your magic at once. And just do an infinite combo on him. Because you've lost all your magic, now you're in berserk charge. And so you can do like endless combos on him until it runs out. Now he will break free, so just chase him back down and just keep going after him. If you manage to lose all your form here while doing this, then just go into a duck flare or use some type of magic or something like that and you should be able to beat him.
Really shouldn't
Alright,
be
so
traded.
for this version of it,
Gotcha now.
move to the side like that, reflect the things back at him.
Clever little sneak.
Same thing, do 3 reflects, or actually 1 reflect, and then just go by him each time. As long as you're underneath him, you won't get hit. Go into a flare force like that. So yeah, this one's only 1 reflect and you just stay underneath him the whole time. So he'll do like many different phrases like soar or anything like that. Anytime he speaks, then start going for an attack on him. And you should be able to get him out that way. I do show off the many DMs that he does. You saw one of them where it was just straight narrow like hallway and you just move your way down to him, you just do that to him and you move your way down to him. So yeah, as long as you stay underneath him, anytime he says Roxas, Sora, reload, anything like that, then you can do an attack on him. But wait for him to start talking before you do an attack. Go into Flare Force, and then he's done. Alright, so now for the DMs that he does. This one, move to the right side, move all the way around like this, and just keep moving around. Again, wait for him to say whatever he says, and then do an attack on him, knock him out of that DM. This one, do a reflect, do another reflect, and then just wait for him to say something, and then very good, knock him out of the DM like that.
So what do you think?
Yep, the hallway we did earlier. Just reflect that. Move forward to him, and then do a combo on him. I was a little too slow on that, but I managed to get him right here, of course. And then for the final one right here, just dodge those like that. Keep walking around in a circle like that. And then when he does that, just keep walking around in a circle like that and you should be able to get out of it. And that's all of his desperation moves. So after that, we're going to put on all the MP stuff. Because we're going to need that. Up next, we got Luxord. And this is going to be a challenge as well. You got 2 checks here that we can, or 3 checks here that we can get. Magic boost. Yeah, I put on Trinity Limit because I want to use Trinity Limit against
The
him.
first to run out of
So at the
time is
beginning
the
here,
loser.
he's going to turn you into a die. To move backwards, wait for him to do his thing, move forward, do a few attacks on him, and then just keep away from him the whole time until you're out of the die form. Because if he, I forgot what he says, but when he says a certain phrase, he'll get you into this like infinite loop and then kill you that way. That's why I try to stay away from him as much as possible until the die runs out. You can hit him in the cards a few times to make the die go down a little bit faster. But as soon as it runs out, walk up to the cards here, get rid of the cards.
A challenge.
He'll do his like little thing there, reflect it like 3 times. Get rid of the cards. A challenges it, yeah. When he does the challenges it, then you reflect that like 3 times. And then you'll be able to do a combo on him. I had to wait for him to say it though. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Look closely.
So here he'll just go into a card form and just pick whatever card he's in, do a combo on him. He'll go back into the card form again. Stay away from that attack.
Closely.
Dodge away as quickly as possible. Pick his card, do another combo on him.
Back off.
And then he'll do that one more time. When he was doing that, the challenges that was like a little bit hard to get through. Yeah, even though it doesn't look like he's doing damage, just keep attacking him, and eventually it will do damage to him. So I went to Trinity Limit there because he was trying to attack me.
This is it.
And I believe I went into limit form. I went to limit form. Try to do a limit on him. Now he's about to go into his DM move. Once his health gets down that far, he'll go into his DM move right here. Revert, block that first. Yeah, block that. Get out of limit form. And then just glide all the way up this building. Now you want to keep moving around, which I didn't do and I should have done, but you want to keep moving around just like this, just to buy time to get through that. Alright, so now you got to hit all circles here, so just get to all circles like this. And then to finish them off, use like Blizzard or Thunder or Trinity Limit.
You play the game quite well.
And then we got the negative combo. Okay, so up next we got Syax. I got 2 versions of this fight too. We got the Peter Pan strat that I was talking about earlier. Now for this, do take off high jump and aerial dodge because it'll screw a lot of things up. So it's just easier to take off high jump and aerial dodge. But we got the Peter Pan strat up here.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
So at the beginning of the fight,
Moon, shine down.
you want to, as soon as you drop down like that, reflect 3 times. Move backwards, grab the lance, move in a circle like this, enough time, and then walk up to him as soon as that pops up, and then do the triangle command.
I misjudged.
Summon Peter Pan, and then just kind of like before in Halloween Town, just do the 1-2 loops on him. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. That's why I said it's easier to take off high jump and aerial dodge, because if you get too high up in the air, then you won't be able to do attacking fast enough. But this is probably like one of the fastest, easiest ways to get through them. And then I got the second version of the fight coming up right after this one. This one's just in case you don't have Peter Pan. This fight, this fight without Peter Pan, I do need practicing because I don't know all of his moves too well. So I think I did have a little bit of trouble. Yeah, once you get his health down to like a little bit, just go and finish him off the combo.
Do you feel it? The moon's power.
Alright, so for the second version of this fight,
Moon, shine down.
same thing at the beginning. As soon as he drops down, do 3 reflects, back up, grab the lance, go around in the circle like that, until he pretty much throws it, walk up, go up to him, and then do the triangle command. Then I do a thunder on him, just to do a little bit of damage. Another thunder there.
No exit.
So he's going to do a move right up here, and it's easy just to reflect it or guard it. So right here, yeah, he does that move, and then you'll be able to get him to a combo right there. Grab the lance.
No exit.
Yeah, and I kind of missed that. I was trying to get him up into that.
Want to see you die fighting.
Yeah, anytime he does moves like this, just reflect it. Go around in a circle, wait till he explodes, and then get him like that. Now here, don't immediately go straight for a combo because he will do damage to you. As you saw, I just went into a duck fur there, threw an ether.
No
So yeah, when he does that move there, just do a reflect, and you should be able to get a combo win. Went into another duck player. You could probably also do Final Form on him, because Final Form fires him. As soon as he does that, though, he's in invincible mode, so I couldn't really... Well, almost like in invincible mode. He doesn't really do a lot of damage, or you don't really do a lot of damage to him. I do know that I did finish him off with Thunder, though. Yeah, that mode is where he pretty much is invincible, and there's nothing you can really do but try to stay away from him. Like I said, I need more practice with this fight, but this was probably the best way that I could have done it at the time. If anything, though, I would go with the Peter Pan strat because it's a lot more easier to deal with. And I got him right there with the lance.
I misjudged you.
And I believe, yes, here I just finished him off with Thunders. But that was probably the best way I could have done that at that time. Alright, so now we're going up to Zimnus 1. Yeah, after that, don't forget to put on high jump and aerial dodge again. So up here, not in this room. Oh, we got the other money pouch. We're going to take out Riku and then do Donald Goofy in. In this next room here, summon Stitch. Because he'll keep the enemies from doing damage to you. And then you'll have time to gather up all these chests. If you don't have Stitch, then Reflect is probably the other best way. As you're getting close to a chest, just Reflect to be on the safe side. And then you don't have to desummon Stitch. Stitch will actually desummon himself once we get up to Zemnis. So up here is probably one of my other favorite fights. I like this fight. At the beginning, he's going to put you in this little bubble thing, that thing right there. And the only thing you can do is just go up to this right here. Wait for the reaction command to come up. Now wait for the third one to come up. And I believe it says finish him. So we got 1, 2, 3, yep, finish. Okay. And then normally I just do a thunder here as soon as we get out of this. I wait for him to land and then I'll do a combo on him. And then I immediately back up after that. He's gonna do his like lightsaber move. And he's going to keep doing that until he gets dizzy. As soon as he gets dizzy like that, then I run up to him and do another combo on him. And then I go over to the center here. Wait for him to do his move like that, and then I start reflecting it, and that'll do some damage. So here I go into a Trinity limit. Now if you're fast enough, you can go into a Trinity limit and then into limit form, and you can beat him without having to do the DM, but I wasn't fast enough, so I wasn't able to get it. So as soon as his bar is like down to that much, he'll put you in that same state again, and then you can just finish him off with that. But yeah, basically reflex, Trinity limit, and then limit form are best for this fight right here. So you just gotta wait for the third command to pop up, finish. And then just finish him off with the thunder. Alright, so now we got the group of fights to come up with. So what I like to do here is put nothing but ethers on Sora. Soldier's hearing, yep. Finally was able to put that on. But what I like to do here is put nothing but ethers on Sora and then high potions on Riku. Because pretty much for the end of these fights, it's going to be Sora and Rika together. Oh yeah, put Magnet on too, just for the beginning of this. So here, all you got to do is just dodge these buildings, wait for the reaction there to come up, do triangle, and then you'll be able to. And then just constant magnet. If you forget to put in magnet, then just go into your magic and go down to magnet, and you should be able to do it that way, or just smack them around with the keyblade. So here it's going to be, you got to take out that door first, and then a bunch of nobodies are going to pop up. Magnet and magnet first, and magnet, thunder, or just thunders and blizzards, you know, whatever you've got in your arsenal. And after all the nobodies are defeated here, we just go back and attack the door again. And a couple other nobodies will show up. Oh yeah, I went into magnet and then I believe magnet first. I guess I did. No, I just went to magnet combo. I think that one used fail save, which I guess that's why he disappeared. So after you beat the door, now we got this Zemnis fight to go through. This is just pretty much nothing but reflect. You walk up to him, you can do a couple combos on him, wait for him to do that light move right there, and then just do a reflect on him, and you'll be able to do some damage on him. Yeah, just pretty much combos and reflect, and you should be able to beat him. Oh yeah, by the way, Zemnis Dragon is taken out of this, so you don't have to worry about that whatsoever. That's another thing they didn't put in Randomizer. Well, you have the option to turn it on if you want to do Dragon Kingdom. But when he does that swipe right there, you have to do reflect. That was a little slow on that, and then that little wall there that he put up, I was a little slow on that too. But yeah, pretty much the same thing, just use reflect. The only difference is once his health gets down to a certain point, he's going to knock you back and pretty much throw you to another spot. Yeah, I was doing horrible here with these reflex. That's why I put on so many high potions for Riku. But yeah, here in a minute, yeah, there he goes. He knocks you back. Just drop down at this point until the buildings start popping up. And as soon as the buildings start popping up, go ahead and glide to the one that's not moving. Keep gliding the whole time. Do not stop gliding, because if you stop for a second, those lasers will hit you. And I think I do get hit by one of them here soon. Here, just keep dropping down those lights that you see right there. Wait for the third one to pass, and then glide forward. And then listen for the audio. As soon as those disappear, go ahead and aerial dodge all the way up, back up to him, drop down, and then same thing. Use reflect on him. I know there's a point where he'll start using lasers, and if you're not anywhere near them, but those lasers right there, then you'll just have to reflect them. He'll push you back again, drop down, pass the third one here, and start gliding.
Hearts are power. Nothingness is eternal.
Yeah, I was having trouble looking for a building. And then one popped up right there and then disappeared on me. That'll happen from time to time. And then I saw that building right there.
Embrace.
Yep, just wait for the third one and then start gliding forward. And as soon as that disappears, aerial dodge back up. Now, I think this is where he'll start using those lasers. Yeah. Well, he did before too, but I had a feeling he did here as well. So yeah, just reflect and then be able to beat him.
Anger and hate.
Alright, so here,
are supreme.
let's see if I can get this right. I get this confused
We shall go
sometimes.
together.
Yeah, reflect first, then reversal. You want to do area flex, reversal, or you want to do reflect, reversal, reflect, reflect, reversal, reflect, reflect, until that pretty much happens, or you drop down, and then get ready to spam triangle there. That way you can counter his attack. Now pretty much the only thing we do here is just go into Riku's limit and just keep doing that over and over until we knock down his health. But that beginning part is a little bit hard. You gotta reflect, aerial dodge, reflect, two reflect, aerial reversal, and then reflect. Yeah, I'm still learning that one as well. Those lasers right there, you can guard or use reflect on them, which is what I was doing. And then as soon as I get a chance here, I'm going to go back into Riku's limit session. And we just keep doing that over and over. I probably will use limit form here, because that'll do some damage on him as well. Ether up after you use session.
Riku, time's up. Okay.
Why don't you finish?
Riku, out of my way. Is that all you got? Yeah. I'll take him. Let's go. Lose it all. Riku, time's up. Okay.
Why don't you vanish?
And this is a good way to skip his DM where he blocks Sora into like some kind of state where Sora can't move and you gotta play as Riku. You won't have to really deal with that by doing this either. But you will probably have to deal with the final DM, which I think pretty much after this attack here, you should be able to get into his final DM. And there it's just spam triangle and X, triangle and X. Yep, here we go. So yeah, you just spam triangle X, triangle X. And you just keep doing that. What I like to do is put my middle finger on the triangle, my index finger on the X, and just keep rotating those back and forth. And just be able to get it. Kind of like what I'm doing there. And then to finish him off, use Thunder, jump up, use Blizzard, or go into Trinity. I just like to use Thunder. So after this, I did keep in the final scenes because in the original version, you're not able to skip these scenes. Like, I showed off that you can skip them. I didn't watch all the scenes. But I showed off that in Randomizer, you can skip the final scenes. You don't have to sit there and watch them all.
Riku!
Yep, just use thunder on them, and that should be the end of that fight. And as you can see, you can skip the scenes. You don't have to sit through them or anything. And that's pretty much it. And that's all my stats right there of everything we've done. So that was the almost 100% playthrough of the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer. If you guys have any questions, then please let me know in the comments. I will be making future videos on Data Orgs, Lingering Will, and Sephiroth. So look forward to that. I'll be making some other future content too. But if you guys really enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you all next time.